Shout out to everybody. We back. Let's listen to this.
Harris is back from her Hawaiian post-election exile, trying to explain to donors how she burned through $1.5 billion and still got steamrolled by Donald Trump.
The light of America's promise will burn bright as long as we never give up.
I don't know, man. Like, she seemed like she is burnt out, man. Y'all see this, like, look on her face, bro? She got the look of, she is tired, bro. This is the look she's got on her face.
And we keep fighting.
Drunk. And while Kamala tells her party to keep fighting, it seems all the Democrats do is fight with each other. James Carville is smacking another double dose of common sense.
What's up, Robert McCoy?
To her woke staffers who cried racism and kept Harris away from doing an interview with Joe Rogan.
Marcus Chapman, listen to me.
Okay. The vice president was thinking about going on Joe.
Did y'all see her speech? Her speech is low-key crazy. Like, she looked tired, bro.
Rogan show. And a lot of the younger progressive staffers pitched a hissy fit. If I were running a 2028 campaign and I had some little snot-nosed 23-year-old saying, I'm going to resign if you don't do this, not only would I fire that motherfucker on the spot, I would find out who hired them and fire that person on the spot. These people who had to lose the election because of the stupidity.
But Team Kamala is full of excuses on why the Harris-Rogan interview never happened. Members of her campaign leadership claim they wanted her to go on the popular podcast, but it's all Donald Trump's fault.
We wanted to do it. We tried to get a date to make it work, and ultimately we just weren't able to find a date. We did go to Houston, and she gave a great speech at an amazing event. We were hoping to be able to fit it in around that. And ultimately weren't able to do it. As it turns out, that was the day that Trump was taping his Joe Rogan. So which they had never confirmed to us. We kind of figured that out in the lead up to
government bureaucracy with podcasts. They should have just went ahead and just put things to the side and did the Joe Rogan podcast. I think that would have been a great move for Kamala Harris. Her not doing that, I think, was part of the reason why people just identified with Trump way more than her. I think Rogan probably would have gave her a chance to, you see what I'm saying, just be known a little bit better to the public. He would have allowed her to talk, but her just skipping that interview. I think what she wanted to do, instead of the 3-hour-long interview, she wanted to do an hour, and then she wanted Joe Rogan to come to where she was. She should have just like took her ego out of the equation and just went over there and did the interview. But Joe Rogan also didn't want, from what I understand, he didn't want any Secret Service or anything like that in the room. So, you know, he just wanted a candid conversation between the two of them. And she didn't want to do it. So this is where she's at.
do it.
We offered to do it in Austin. People should know that. Didn't work out. I think, you know, maybe they leveraged that to get Trump in studio. I don't know.
You know, Jesse, it's very interesting that now these young progressives are denying the fact that was reported that they were the ones who didn't want her to do Joe Rogan, which certainly made sense to me. But the fact that she appears to have followed that decision.
Hey, KR Starlix, why do you say that?
Irrespective of their trying to get out of admitting that, doesn't that tell you that she herself was a
Yeah, that's what I think, KP. I think she wanted it scripted. Honestly, that's what I think. If y'all can't hit the like button, it'd be appreciated.
That really
double tap the screen, hit the emojis and all of that.
Was who she was.
Yeah, she listened to 23-year-olds. That's the lesson. You never listen to a 23-year-old. Now, I respect authority. I respect people that have had success, financial success. I respect my elders. And I respect people in a corporate setting that are the boss. Now, liberalism teaches you there is no hierarchy. We have to tear down the hierarchy. They think that any 23-year-old...
Hold on. So KR Starlick said, Joe Rogan is a hack. I wouldn't get interviewed by him. Like, it does, you know, sometimes you got to do interviews with people that you may not want to do interviews with because you want to reach a broader audience, right? Sometimes, like, even, you got to think, I mean, Donald Trump's already, like, super popular. But he does interviews with the ops a lot of times because he wants people to remember like how candid he is and his stances on particular situations. So, you know, I mean, sometimes like JD Vance, he could have opted to just do Joe Rogan and do a couple other things, but Trump told him like, yo, go over there on the op side and, you know, go through the fire and do interviews with them. And he went on the left-leaning platforms and ended up talking, and he won a lot of people over.
Year-old's opinion is just as justified as some 50-year-old or the candidate themselves. So if you're some snot-nosed brat and you're pointing at a 50-year-old with $1 million in the bank and a history of winning campaigns, and you're saying you're going to do this and you're going to do that, that's not only the fault of the 23-year-old that doesn't know where the hell they are, but that's the fault of the 50-year-old for listening to the snot-nosed 23-year-old brat. So there's a lot of blame to go around.
You know, Dana, these snot-nosed, is that what you call them? These brats, I mean, 2/3 of the DNC staff is laid off from her campaign. And they're complaining because they said they didn't get severance and, you know, they wanted some additional financing. They got little notice. I've been in 5 campaigns. One was statewide. Everybody knows if your candidate doesn't win, you're transient. You're on to the next campaign. Why do they think they're special?
As all things Democrat, they overpromised, and then they couldn't pay the bills. They told them that they were going to get paid until whatever the end of the year, and that didn't work out. So, of course, they're mad. It's just like when Biden promised 100 times that he was going to forgive all of their student loans, and it didn't work because it's not constitutional. I think that this is hysterical. They think that one Joe Rogan interview would have saved her. Like this, the race is not that complicated. Biden was super unpopular. He stayed in too long. She is connected to Biden. The people hated the stuff that Biden had done, and President Trump is a political phenomenon. And he had a good track record. So they could maybe get themselves to understand the first 2 points I made. They will never accept that Trump outworked them and had a better message. Now, David Plouffe, he also said that they...
Right, somebody said, hey, y'all hit the Cash App or Super Chat if y'all want me to say stuff like that.
They need to dominate the middle. Well, that's very interesting because the Democrats' institutional advantages are huge. Think of how many small donors they had, money they had through Arabella Advisors. Think of the Get Out the Vote efforts. How many times did we hear Jessica tell us that they had knocked on 2,000 doors in a day? Yep. Who cares? If your message and your policies are terrible, you're going to lose. And so I think they could be in the wilderness for quite a long time. If they think that one Joe Rogan interview was going to save them and that's what they want to argue about amongst themselves, they've got problems.
You know,
I think it would have helped. I don't think it would. I mean, it was low-key a blowout, though. I ain't gonna even lie. But I think it would have helped her win the popular, like not win the popular vote, but close it a little bit.
Part of the overspending.
Y'all gotta think like Trump and Joe Rogan had like 30 or 40 million views on an interview. That's insane. Like, and she's doing like little nickel and dime interviews. Like, she needed something bigger, and she dropped the ball. You know, she wanted to pay like daddy podcasts and all of this and recreate a room, spend $100 and some thousand on recreating and redecorating a room to look like all that. All she had to do was just do an interview with Joe Rogan. But I don't think she was that confident. Either she wasn't that confident in herself, or she probably looked at it like, yo, I already did a Brett Baer interview, so that's low-key right-leaning, so I don't want to do anything right-leaning. And she could be looking at Joe Rogan like that. Like, yo, this is a right-leaning person. I see what the UFC doing. Dana White, they all in support of Trump. I'm not going into the fire. But, you know, if you are president, or I'm sorry, if you want to be the president of the United States, people want to see, like, can you get in there and maybe debate with the best of them? Or just, you know, get your point across. Joe Rogan I think he's got a reputation with people of being as fair as he can be. He will call you out on some things, but very rarely, like I almost never see him like disrespect any guests. Other than like when he had his friends on and stuff like that, they would joke around, but he's pretty fair for the most part.
Has to do with the fact that they spent $10 million on star-studded events. But if Kamala was a star that they said she was, why did she have to pay other stars to say nice things about her?
Let me be clear. I said
that's a very good point. Like, if she's a star, like everybody says she is, why does she have to pay all of these stars to say nice things about her? That is a very, very good point. I'm glad she said that.
Yesterday, the Democrats need to step back and understand we just lost.
And I see people coming in here. If y'all come in here, please. Also, if you become a member, your comments and stuff like that would get priority. Shout out to Mafiaso. He's a member. He said, salute, Piper Boy. Shout out to you, bro. One of the biggest contributors of the channel, man. I appreciate you.
Got thrashed at the polls. There's no, I agree with you, Data. One interview was not going to change that. Voters made a very simple calculation, as they do in every presidential race. Who is going to make my neighborhood safer? Who's going to make my home safer? Who's going to make my job more secure? Who's going to make the country more secure in any given order? And we lost on all four fronts. It wasn't the moderate vote. I say to my friend David Plouffe, we lost black voters, Hispanic voters, Asian voters, younger voters. Donald Trump made more inroads with those voters than he did with white voters who didn't have a college degree, which is his strength. But he made up for it with inroads into the base of the Democratic Party. I don't think it'll take longer than 4 years. Technology and things, and the fact that we have governors across the country.
And them being like against social media, like that affected people's perception of Kamala Harris and, you know, Hillary Clinton and John Kerry, them saying all of those harsh things about social media and thinking that it needed to be controlled and ran through government first. Like people are looking at her like, man, like you crazy. Like you not. Like we got wars and stuff going on. The last thing we need is more censorship going on in America.
You can certainly fill that void. But if we don't take 6 months.
And then you got to think about censorship now under Biden and Harris. Censorship is crazy now, man. You can barely say anything. Like even me, like being a YouTuber, you know, like I have to think about things that I'm saying before I say it because I don't want to cross any guidelines with talking about stuff like this. It's ridiculous. And before people could just say whatever they wanted. Like now it's, you know, it's pretty different, man.
And travel the country, crisscross it. Go to places where Democrats don't go. Try to understand school choice. Try to understand what it means to stimulate growth and opportunity in pockets of the country that have been overlooked, people that have been overlooked, the middle class that feel like we don't believe in them and don't support them any longer. Understand that Donald Trump has done something unbelievable in politics. He's flipped the whole script. The working class now supports him. I don't think they support Republicans. They support him and people who support him. That's what we have to figure out. And if we're sitting around 3 weeks after the election and still talking about Joe Rogan, whom I like and respect, Joe Rogan's show had very little to do with the fact that she did not distance herself from Joe Biden sooner, and that she didn't have an economic message, that she didn't deal with the border, and that we didn't deal with how we were going to make neighborhoods safer across the country. I contend that's where the focus ought to be. And I got to tell you, I love hearing James Carville talk whenever.
What do you guys think about his points? Ryland Chevy said, a white man with a decent car, glasses, looked like a professor, wanted me to buy him cigarettes in exchange for him buying me things. What are you talking about? Think Mega TV says censorship is what dictators and authoritarians specialize in. But, you know, that's kind of what they low-key was. Bro, I could show you the videos of Kamala Harris. It's crazy. Like, don't nobody want censorship. I think there needs to be responsibility. I don't think people need to be doxxed. I don't think, you know, people's personal life being shared on the internet against their will. I don't like a lot of stuff that they do on TikTok. Like you filming people at work, they clearly telling you not to film them and stuff. Like certain things I think there needs to be, you know, social media companies need to be held accountable for. But like the super censorship is crazy, bro. Like, nah, man. I think, you know, freedom of speech with, you know, reasonable, you know what I mean? Like, just don't get too crazy with it. But, you know, somebody said, our Starlink, Trump had a great economy. Biden didn't. KP said, I think she had tanked a few public appearances in a row, and they just were not doing interviews. Richard Mitchell says, how do I send a super chat? It's, you know, just the money sign right there. I don't know. I'm not like on there right now. I'm like seeing a whole bunch of different stuff. Maybe somebody can tell. Think Mega TV. He's talking about censorship. All right, so let's get back to this.
We all do. But, you know, Charlie, in addition to all that, I'll add to it that she didn't seem very smart. And the fact that I'll throw that in. Yeah. Okay, but in addition to that, John Morgan said, quote, the way she overspent on this campaign, $1.5 billion, literally disqualifies her from running for anything.
Yeah, the super chat is right there, man. It's like a money symbol. Just click it and then say whatever.
Ever again.
Yeah, Think Mega TV said, I agree with you about doxing. Bro, people, I'm seeing people like show people's addresses, their homes, bully them like crazy. And this is why, I'm pretty sure this is why a lot of these like politicians don't like social media and they feel like it needs to be regulated. Because people take things too far. You know, they will. You know, so it's... But, you know, people, I don't know, man. Like, people need to just be smarter about how they do things.
Imagine how she would be as president.
Yeah, no kidding. Not only is she not very smart, she didn't have a vision for what she wanted her campaign to be. I don't even know that. I don't know what the woman believes. But every time she tries to explain it, it sounds like she's probably lying. And she's just saying whatever she has to say to sort of win the election. The reason, and the Joe Rogan thing is interesting, but the Joe Rogan thing was a symptom of the problem, not the problem itself.
Right. Well said.
It's that she knew she couldn't go out there and explain her positions and defend her positions in a way that people would find believable or trust her. And of course, the reason that Donald Trump routed in all of those different categories among voters is because he was talking about common sense issues, with common sense solutions to issues that people cared about. And it didn't matter.
Commentators are voicing the
power.
Let me show y'all what she said, because they using all this music, man. I don't want to get into all that music crap that they be doing. No, update my, like, get out of here, bro. Stop trying to get all my information. Apple, say Apple X.
Just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you.
She didn't comb her hair or nothing. Like, is that a wig? Not trying to make fun, but it's like, she just looks exhausted. You know, they should have been like, yo, let's get you right, you know, before you, you know, millions of people are about to watch her. Do you know how much money?
Whatever they wanted into the world. That's what happened here.
See, doing a GoFundMe. So Vice President Kamala Harris's 2024 campaign concluded with the reported debt exceeding $20 million. Despite raising over $1 billion in less than...
Yo, I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not saying she drunk or nothing like that, but she do look kind of like she had a night out, you know?
For months.
She do. What's up, Patricia?
How much that money could have gone to doing good for people? Instead, they donated $1 billion for a person who lost, and that money went to dead air. That money didn't go anywhere. I mean, it lined the pockets of people who do media and people she had endorsed her that she spent millions of dollars on, so they got rich. But the people who donated got their money taken from them. So they did a GoFundMe.
He's like, this guy's hit or miss. With KR Starlux, he's kind of hit or miss. Because I think he, you know, I mean, shout out to him, but I think he's turned his platform into just sponsorships. Like, you know, which is good. You making money and stuff like that. I think he calmed down on that a little bit. He really went crazy with it during the election time. But he calmed down a little bit because I think he's just caught up with just trying to put as much content as possible out so he can satisfy like the sponsors and make the money, you know, because I've been getting hit up by sponsorships. So they want you to, you know, like do like 3 minutes, like in the video, submit it to them or whatever like that so you didn't get paid. So he's trying to, you know, while you're doing a YouTube game, trying to make as much money as he can. So his research isn't as good as it used to be. Sean Mayberry, shout out to you. He said, if I took this big of an L, I'd be faded next time everyone saw me.
Able to raise $17,000 out of $25,000. Advertising approximately $690 million was allocated to media advertisement. And this is the advertising budget that the Kamala Harris's campaign did, and you think she was supposed to run the country and make sure we're good financially?
No, I'm not saying he's not, Patricia. I'm just saying I seen a dip from the content, but he's starting to get back. Like after, I think the election, everybody was just making as much money as they could with the election.
You got to be crazy. They had $690 million that was allocated to media advertisement, with an additional $31 million directed towards digital advertising. They literally spent, if you put it together, almost $1 billion in just advertising. So clearly they didn't take care of their people. Here's some significant events and endorsement. The campaign invested heavily in high-profile events, such as paying nearly $2.5 million to Oprah Winfrey's production company. And Oprah, and that's a New York Times article. I mean,
didn't like Oprah say she'd never received any money? Oprah be capped, bro. She be capping, man.
New York Post article. Oprah Winfrey said, "I didn't get paid anything."
How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you.
She said, not talking about the election.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true. Okay.
Bro, look at her car, bro. She just crapped all over my Tesla, bro. I got a Model Y. Like, bro, she. You know how you think you doing good in life? Like, I just came back from the store and everything. I'm like, I'm doing real good in life, right? And then she come with this Range Rover, like, just shut me down, bro.
Nothing ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
Bro, and she got like the add-on rent. That's why I can't like Oprah, bro. Like she be doing, Oprah, you be doing too much.
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president?
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I know like they trying to talk about but if I was her, if I had this kind of money,
Prince Harry's gonna.
The interior of my car would be a different color, bro. It would be like a red, or something. It ain't about to be no regular. But that's a dope SUV, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro.
Lose his visa now that Trump's president.
She closed the door on him.
Well, Oprah, yeah, you personally didn't get paid. That's tomato, right? That's like, for instance, when I worked with.
I mean, somebody said her weight be fluctuating. She look all right. She, for her age, how old is Alexa? How old is Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah Winfrey is 70 years old.
She is 70 years old. She look good for 70, bro.
Is it true that they paid you?
Bro, did she get like something done? But 70 years old, she don't look bad for 70, bro.
$1 million.
She got the 70-year-old walk though, like, you know what I mean? But she don't look bad for 70. Yo, imagine being 70 years old, being like a billionaire. That's crazy.
For the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true. Okay.
I was paid nothing ever.
What do you think about
her? This is gonna sound messed up, bro. Her body low-key look better than a lot of younger people's, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you. Shout out to Oprah. Hey, Oprah, shout out to you. What y'all think? Like, I ain't lying, bro. Like, she look, I mean, whatever, thug life. Like, she low-key, like, killing some younger girls, bro. Somebody said, oh, she... Jay, chill out. Jay Cannon, chill. Roland Chevy says she got to blend in somehow. Yeah, I think she capping though, bro.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true.
She capped out, bro. She capped out.
Okay.
Stanley Thompson say, Stanley, come on, bro. Like when I ran it back, you like, I might. You know what I'm saying? Yo, did that car, bro? Like, come on, bro. Shut up.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
Somebody said, Brandon, you wild. Brandon Christian, you wild, bro. I can't say that. The real Izzy says, shout out to Ozempic. Hey, I'm about to take I'm just joking. I might like take it. I don't know, man. Eating this American food, man. I'm like 272, bro. I'm like 6'2", 272, bro. I might take it, bro. Starlight said, doesn't matter if she got paid, her net worth is still huge. Stinky the Pink said, man, some people just want to hate on everything. Exactly. Marcus Chapman said, she can get it. Bro, is she a billionaire? Look at that SUV, bro. Hold on, bro. Let me tell you the vehicles I got, right? So I got a Model Y, a Model 3, I got like an Altima, and I got like a motorcycle. All of that is not equal up to what this costs. This is probably like all these add-on, because I think this version of the Range Rover, I think it's like 150,000, 139,000, 150,000. But then she got all that. She got the extension. She got like the rims and like this is probably $200,000 truck right here, bro. And then she got it rigged up to where like the door like closed on its own, like, bruh. And she got the big house. Like, I don't know, man. Oprah might.
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank
you.
You
See
Oprah.
How the door just like lowly, man. Shout out to Oprah. Oprah stunting on y'all.
Oprah, yeah, you personally didn't get paid. That's tomato, right? That's like, for instance, when I worked with Salem Radio, they didn't pay Brandon Tatum. They paid the Officer Tatum Corporation. And
like I wouldn't. I mean, the reason why I wouldn't, I almost bought a Range Rover when I first started getting money. But like when I did the research, they don't really last long. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really, like people be having a lot of problems with Range Rovers. The reason why you buy a Range Rover because they weigh a certain weight. You know what I mean? And then like you can deduct it from your taxes and stuff like that. Like if you've got a business. So instead of, you could lease it or whatever and just deduct it from your taxes. So, that's really why, because I was asking somebody like, yo, why do y'all be buying Range Rovers? And they said that they don't even like the car. It's just because they'd rather have something quote unquote nice and keep their money instead of giving it to the IRS. Like people who make a certain amount. So, which makes sense. But when you go get in a Range Rover, like it's got like a dated, like the truck is dope. But the infotainment system is just like real sluggish and old. It's like you wouldn't like it at all, like getting in it. And you'd be like, why does this thing cost so much if the infotainment center is like slow like an old Android phone? And then Mafioso with the $2 donation, he said, I could see Piper Boy stunning getting a Tesla robot next. Hey, I wish I could, man. Roll it. I was thinking about getting one of those. Y'all know them, the robots that they're like small, they like dog robots. I think Kai Cenat had one. Like I was thinking about getting one of them, like because they ain't really that expensive. I just thought it would be cool to get one, and I don't know. You know how you buy stuff you don't need.
Officer Tatum paid me, so technically they don't pay me. They didn't write a single check to me. They wrote a check to my company, but. Come on, that money goes in my pocket and I got to pay taxes on it.
Right.
So that's tomato tomato. I mean, she's literally trying to deceive you by saying I didn't get nothing. She paid $2.5 million to Oprah Winfrey's production company. That's how most rich people get paid. They don't get paid. You ain't gonna give Oprah money. You're gonna give it to a charity or you're gonna give it to a company that's gonna
Exactly. He right. That's how rich people get paid. He probably learning, doing this. Like LLCs, like C Corps and stuff like that, and like you don't really like the way it works. Like when you get a Social Security, like that, you gotta like figure out other ways to get money, bro. Like other ways for the money to come to you. Like if you got an LLC, you want to be paying people. Like you might pay your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like pay your son. Like they just taking out the garbage or whatever. But you know what I mean. You like they assistants. And then I got like this shed that. You know what I mean? It's so many feet away from the house and it's built really, I'm doing my YouTube in here. It's like deductions is what you look for. So yeah, like, Oprah's not going to receive like $1 million like straight to herself. Like she got too many advisors to, to do something like that. She's smart.
Do a service. And
Sean Mayberry, member in here said, wasn't you just arguing with your girl about a dog? Now you want a robot dog? We know who won the argument.
It's paid off of that.
Yeah, we was like really arguing about, because I want a pit bull, and she gonna tell me I can't get no pit bull. I'm like, go on somewhere, bro.
Let's go to travel. Travel
is my house. You gonna tell me what I can get? Like you
expenses. In the final week, she spent $2.6 million on private jet travel, contributing to a total of $12 million of private jet throughout the campaign. $12 million of private jet flights in 4 months campaigning. Now, let me say this. The surrounding companies and companies involved in politics are the ones that made the money. You gave your money, they made the money. Because if you were a pilot, you were running it up during Kamala's campaign. If she was leasing or chartering the private jet from you, you made a ton of money. This video is brought to you by Ground.News.
See, here you go with all these sponsorships. Smart, get your money. Hold on, let me see.
Do you know how much money? Roll a clip. So, all right, let me play this clip real quick. We got a couple other stats, but I'm gonna play the clip real quick. This is Cuomo talking to another gentleman about this whole thing. Roll a clip.
So, John, I never heard anything like this before. Do you think somebody stole the money?
Well, maybe legally. I mean, look, to me, you remember the movie Mad Max when everybody's just doing whatever they wanted, the end of the world?
Bro, I don't want no chihuahua. He said, get a chihuahua, bro. I'm not trying to get no chihuahua, bro. I want either, I got like a dachshund. I want either like a Siberian, a Husky, or Alaskan Malamute, or a Pit Bull. One of them.
That's what happened here. All of a sudden, everybody's got the keys to the candy store. Ad buyers, talent.
15 million event production, including concerts. 1 million Oprah's company. 6 figures to build replica podcast set. 4 million private jets. 494 million advertising. Why is flying still so crazy expensive? Like, out of all these years, man, like, come on, bro. They be robbing people. $494 million in advertising. Jeez. You know what they should do? They should probably, no. I was going to say make it to where, like, presidential races get, like, a big discount with advertising and stuff like that. But then that would be, like, controlling the market. You know what I mean? Like, they need to do something where they don't, because the problem is when these people like Kamala Harris and Trump or whoever, they're raising all of this money, like they got people that like donors that they may feel like, okay, we got to introduce bills and add these people to the bills to give them something. You know what I mean? Like earmarks for different companies and stuff like that. That creates like more problems, I feel like, when these people are generating this kind of money. I mean, a lot of it is like random donors. Like I donated to the Trump campaign. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But, you know, you never know. Like it could be like somebody behind the scenes like, yo, I got $10 million for you, but this is what I want in return. And you just don't know. You know, and they like, yeah, I need the 10 million. I got to do it. You know, that's Beyonce. You know, you just never know. You know what I mean? So I don't know, bro.
Consultants, there's 100 days to do it. And the money.
Yeah, Starlink said all that money wasted on crap.
Money started pouring in. Remember this, Chris. It wasn't pouring in for Harris. It was pouring in against Trump. Everybody that was voting and supporting Harris was really voting against Trump. And everybody that was voting for Trump was voting for Trump. Mm-hmm. So she had all this money coming in. She had all these consultants. And if you don't run the ads, you don't get paid for the buy. Mm-hmm. They were running ads in Florida, where I live, nonstop. And I'm like, why? I mean, are they running them in Alabama and Idaho too? And I'll tell you why. If you don't run the ads, the buyer doesn't get paid. $900,000 to put her face on the Sphere in Las Vegas. Crazy. And the Sphere, the ego, the crazy, the commissions. I was at the White House for a dinner Friday night, talking to a lot of people, and I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of names about who got paid this, who got paid that, and a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump. And I think this disqualifies her forever. If you can't run a campaign, you can't run America.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it too. Like, I'm not about to give you the keys to just go on a spending spree. Like, come on, bro. Like, who got like a girl? Like, my girl spend too much money. She said something to me like was crazy, and I almost like broke up. She was like, "Oh, we need to combine bank accounts," and I'm like, "What?" Like, nah, like, what'd you just say? Like, I almost broke up. Like, bro, we ain't about to do that. Thug life. Like, no, you're not about to like try to do that, bro. Like, that's crazy. So you could be out here just spending like mad, but no, that ain't gonna happen. Teresa Alexander said her campaign earned over $1 billion. Insane. She could spend this much and still be short 20 million. We also gotta understand, like, you know, they gotta spend the money, right? Or like, I think if they don't spend the money, what does it roll over into the next like campaign or something like that, or they lose it? I don't know how that works. So she gotta spend the money, but she just had like a bad person to budget everything. You know, and then, because, you know, we can say this. We could say, okay, well, Kamala Harris, like, why didn't you watch your money closer? But she's just a puppet in this situation, right? Like, she really ain't running the show. It's the party that's running everything, you know, and she just along for the ride, going this stop, that stop, using teleprompters, all of that. Like, she don't know what's going on. So, you know, we could try to hold them to some sort of accountability, but at the end of the day, like, she ain't really, like, more so I would think Trump would be more on the side of like watching everything and knowing how this goes. You see what I'm saying? Because I think Trump raised like 300 something million and he still got money left over. He didn't need to do a whole bunch of advertisement, like smear campaigns and tactics like that. I think a lot of his, which he just hit the ground running, and then he focused on earned podcasts, right? So basically, if you showed him love, he was going on your platform. That's what it was, and that was less expensive, and he was getting more exposure. Like, you just dropping a commercial on CBS, like going in on Trump. All right, what, like, people 70 plus probably gonna watch it? You know what I mean? Like 65 plus probably gonna watch it. But now, like, with the advent of like phones and social media, it's like that don't really work. Like, it would make more sense to go on valuetainment like podcasts or the Joe Rogan podcast, or, you know, or if you want to get like the younger audience, maybe you want to go to, you know what I'm saying? If not Kai Cenat, you want to go to I can't remember the white dude, like, you know what I'm saying? He like Kai Cenat's and, you know what I'm saying, I Show Speed's friend. I can't remember his name, but like he went on there and like did like a interview with him, like Aiden Ross. That's his name, Aiden Ross. Like, he was doing stuff like that. Like, I think that made more sense. Mafioso with the $2 donation said, hit the like button and subscribe, y'all. Exactly. Shout out to you, bro. I think we got, hey, Mafioso, let me see how many views we got in here, bro. Because some people been hitting the confetti. I think we got like 40 subscribers. That's it, really. But view-wise, I think we had 32,000 views. So if y'all can, like, hit the likes, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So we can continue running. But I don't know. I don't think she really controls things. You know what I mean? Like, Biden, I don't think he was really controlling anything. I think it was just his administration. Like, yo, we hitting this place, we doing this advertisement, that advertisement, and they just running. She just happy to beat her. That's what I got from it all.
That would be the argument just day one. So it was terrible. I think she did a good job in the debate. I think she did as good a job as she could hope for in a short period of time.
And she did all right. Like, the debate with Trump, she did good.
I told everybody she should not have been the nominee. She was not going to win. And she didn't win, and she lost badly. So she's got to go figure out her life. She's in Hawaii. Tim Walz was at the dinner. She was in Hawaii. So she's having a call with donors this week. They tell me about her political future. I don't think she has a political future. So that's my thought on it.
But what do you mean she don't have a political? All right, I'm gonna be fair. What you mean she don't have a political future? She just ran for the presidency of the United States and raised over $1 billion. She's got a future in politics. Like whether or not it's gonna be with being a president is a different story. But I mean, she could still like continue to run for the Senate and do all that stuff. Like she got like a political career. But you know, just because you lose like a presidential election doesn't mean like you just nothing no more. Like she's worth gold. Like she can do, like this lady can generate a lot of money. We just seen like she raised like way more money than Trump. You know, just being fair. Like I think he raised like what, like 300 something million. She raised over $1 billion. Like, so, no, like people willing to invest in her. She can do speeches and make a killing. She can do a book, like what it was like running for president. And like, she can, like this lady is, if she get the right people around her, she can amass great wealth just from running for president. It's being real. I don't think she was presidential. I don't think she should have been president. Like, I think Trump should be president. But that doesn't nullify what she can't, like her earning potential. She can do a lot.
How bad is this for the party going forward?
It's terrible because when you don't trust, it's like Andrew Gillum down here in Florida. He lost by just a little bit. But the money was, to DeSantis, just a little bit. But the money was so squandered and kept that, and he was going to take all that money he kept and rebuild the party. The Republicans got 1 million more voters now. What happened in Florida is with Gillum is going to the same thing is going to follow Harris for the rest of her career. She cannot be trusted with the money.
Exactly. Think MAGA TV said she did good with the help of the moderator. That only moderator Trump. Hey man, you not lying. You're not lying. Kenneth Bobbier said Trump listening to his son on doing those younger audience podcasts and shows. Trump's takes good advice and 3 Dems don't have good. Okay.
Hold on a second.
And
I think he left out an important part about Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum also did get caught in a hotel room with coke up his nose.
Yo, the internet crazy. Patricia says she can write a book on losing. Hit the like button. Yo, you crazy.
And butt naked, passed out on the floor with his butthole hanging up.
Yeah, what? Like people, he's pervy, bro. I'm not about to listen to this dude.
Well, y'all asked for it. Now you're gonna get it. Oh boy. Many of you said that you wanted to see my reaction to this because you assumed this thing was going to be a train wreck and it would be
You know what's crazy? This dude probably makes like $200,000 a month. The amount of videos he puts out like every day. Like I know like what I can generate in a month. Like if I did this like every day and I was getting views like that, like bro. This dude's and he just got like a regular little setup. But this dude is making, like, you wouldn't believe how much money he's making. It's crazy. He got 2 million subscribers. It just goes to show you, bro, just because you got the bread don't mean you got to be flashy and showing it. You know what I mean? So shout out to him.
Hilarious. Well, let's see.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Everyone who's on the call. I can't express my deep gratitude to you. Personally, of being on this ticket was the privilege of a lifetime to be with Vice President Harris. But as an American, to see you out there and to see the work that you did, to know that you put your heart, your soul, your time, your talent, your treasure into something bigger than yourselves. The promise of this country, a place where everyone belongs, where no one needs to go hungry or be unsheltered, and where differences of opinion can be celebrated and differences of ideas. And you put that out there and you worked hard.
Really? That is what I felt like with the left.
Hard for it. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I also recognize the the emotions you're going through. And I share those with you. As the vice president often says,
Hey, Patricia, what do you think about him, right? Mr. Walz? What do you think about him?
Running against something, we were running for something. And to watch the joy, the vision.
Well, sure as hell sounded like you were against something. Super against something. Every answer she gave to every question had Donald Trump in it. Let's not forget Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Everything was
Yeah, exactly. Him and her. Think Mag TV said, was Steve Wesby said, unless you are a veteran. Steady Blaze said, why does Waltz look like a elf? I can't read that, man. Moving Forward said, he's cool. Moving Forward said, very wise guy. Mr. Waltz? Think he's wise? Mafioso with the $2 donation. Thug Life! Shout out to you for sponsoring this. He said, is that Tampon Tim Sugar Walls?
Donald Trump's fault.
Compassion, the decency that the vice president brought to this, and that each and every one of you reflected.
Moving Forward said, who fought for us all. He gave his life for us. Respect our elders.
Every place we went, the caring and the sense of joy. I know it's incredibly disappointing now, and look, candidly, it's a bit scary because there's a very different vision that's being put out there. But now more than ever, we need the light to shine through. We need to be able to be that hope for the.
He served 24 years in the Army National Guard. Did he get active? Said that, well, truth about experiencing, because Tim Waltz be lying about a lot, bro. Remember he lied and said he went to China when he did? That was in the vice presidential debate. Did Waltz tell the truth about experiencing combat? This is the BBC. It said Minnesota Governor Waltz served for 24 years in the Army National Guard, a military force that is usually deployed within the U.S. to respond to events such as natural disasters, but it also part of the U.S. Army Reserve. In August, Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance accused Waltz of stolen valor. Wow. Vance referred to a video promoted by the Harris campaign, which featured a comment made by Waltz in 2018 while he was advocating for gun control. In the clip, Waltz said he had carried a weapon in war. This was not true. Waltz went to Italy with the National Guard in 2003 as part of the support for the U.S. war in Afghanistan, but he was never deployed in an active war zone. On 9 August, the Harris campaign issued a statement saying that, and making the case for why weapons of war should never be on our streets or in our classrooms, the governor misspoke. Why did Waltz retire from the military? In August, Vance claimed when Tim Waltz was asked by his country to go to Iraq, you know what he did? He dropped out of the Army and allowed his unit to go without him. Several former National Guard colleagues have previously publicly voiced frustration at Waltz's decision to leave their unit before deploying to Iraq, but others have rejected assertions that he retired to avoid combat duty. In February 2005, while he was still in the National Guard, Waltz filed an application to run for election as a member of Congress from Minnesota. The following month, it was announced that there would be a possible partial mobilization of roughly 2,000 troops from Minnesota National Guard to Iraq within the next 2 years, according to the 2005 press release from Waltz's congressional campaign. In a statement, Waltz said, I do not yet know if my artillery unit will be part of this mobilization. He added, I do not want to speculate on what shape my campaign will take if I am deployed, but I have no plans to drop out of the race. Waltz retired from the National Guard in May 2005, which he later said was so he could focus fully on running for Congress. So you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like he was scared that he was going to get deployed, so he started like running for political office. And then he used that running for political office so that he can get out of the military. That's what it looked like to me. You know what I mean? National Guard. And as far as him like misspeaking like he always does, that's why I don't respect this dude. Like, you know, want to talk about gun control because of, you know, he allegedly carried a firearm and active duty. This dude was never in an active war zone. Like, he don't know. You know, so this dude like misleads the American public a lot, misspeaks a lot, you know, and then when he was called out on the like going to Asia like thing when he said he was going, like he went to China, like and they found out he didn't go when he said he went, when JD Vance called him, you know, they called him out on it. You know, this dude is I think he's a liar, bro. I don't respect this dude. Steady Blaze said, dude didn't even assist in Katrina disaster in New Orleans. He takes leave whenever things get ugly. Exactly, Steady Blaze. Like, this dude's a fraud, bro. He's a joke. Like, if you look at like some of the like things he's tried to get past, like in his city, in his state, like this dude is a joke, bro. He's a big joke. Steve Westby said, I misspoke. I forgot what year I graduated from high school. Really? Mafioso said he is friends with high school shooters. Bro, like, yo, when he said that, bro, like, Tim Moss is ridiculous. I don't see how people, I really don't see how people can support this dude, man. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all this. Like,
Governor,
I don't want to play New York Post. All right. No, I don't want to play that either. Maybe. PBS. Hour.
Governor,
Let me see this. Like, supporting this dude, bro, is crazy. Let me show y'all this.
Governor, you previously opposed an assault weapons ban, but only later in your political career did you change your position. Why?
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look.
Y'all hear what he just said?
Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA.
Just because somebody wears a suit and tie and has a flag on their suit does not mean that they're smart.
Neighbor who's really wondering. We need to be that anchor for the folks who are wondering what's next. And each of you did the work. You took time out of your busy lives and you continue to do it. And it makes a difference. On the campaign trail, I would ask, there will be a day of reckoning when it will be asked, what did you do during the
Gotham's reckoning
2024 campaign? Well, I know the people on this call can say everything they possibly could. And for that, as an American, I'm incredibly grateful. And I mentioned that
You can tell he's reading. His eyes are going left and right.
just yesterday, the product of the things the vice president fought for and the things that she got done.
Yeah, hit the like button if you can. They're slowing the video down. We got 46,000 views. Hit the like button.
We had the final.
Double tap the screen. Do all of that. Stop playing with me. Hit the emojis. Everything.
Pot of money from the American Rescue Plan that we were able to put $5 million here in Minnesota into food assistance for hungry families during this holiday season. That's the type of stuff you are fighting for. That's the type of things that make a difference. And those things are just as important now as they were before Election Day. And so I hope all of you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, find the place in your community.
family.
To heal both yourselves and your community, and then when you're ready to get back in this fight, because it continues on. And I know that I've said it often on the campaign trail. I'm preaching to the choir. I couldn't be prouder to be with a choir that's on this call. You did everything that was asked. I also would have to say, I think all of us saw the possibility.
Big Ben says, stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Go crazy on the like button. Go crazy. And I can see somebody's hitting 100. Somebody's hitting the confetti. Somebody's hitting the emoji. You know what I'm saying? The face emoji. I can see what y'all doing over here on OBS. If you ever ran OBS, I can see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So hit it. Go crazy on there. There's a heart. There's emojis. All that. Go crazy. All y'all.
And I know there's a bit of a feeling of loss because we saw what a real leader looks.
Because you lost by a landslide, Tim Walz. You lost. Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, and Tim Walz lost. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz lost. Let's put that on a t-shirt.
He's funny.
Like we watched a speech on the ellipse the week before the election where Vice President Harris delivered on the best of America. She delivered the best of our better angels. She delivered.
The last speech she gave was the best speech she ever gave.
Yeah, her concession speech was the best speech I've ever heard from her.
And the last time we heard Joe Biden speak was the best we heard him speak. The last time Joe Biden spoke was the best we heard him speak all year. Isn't that strange that both of them, the last time speaking, until now, of course, she's going to be speaking here, was the best we've heard.
What you mean, Nigel?
Speak.
Yeah, that was a great Trump impression.
A vision where all of us mattered. She did it with grace and dignity and continued to do that every single day. She is still in this fight. She is doing it every single day. She is not done with her current job and she's not done being part of it.
I heard she's thinking about running again. I'm trying to be respectful. After that performance, really?
If she would have stuck on policy, I think she would have had a better. She still would have lost. She still would have lost by a landslide. Thug life. There wasn't nothing you can do, Kamala. Y'all Democrats have been running this country into the ground. Y'all got the borders open. Ain't nothing really you can say to me. Even if Kamala got up there and twerked, it wouldn't work for me, bro. It wouldn't have worked. Groceries is way too expensive, bro. I just bought 2 loaves of bread, some mozzarella cheese, all of that. It was $20-some, bro. I'm not. You got to get out of here, Kamala. You and Biden.
Okay, what if I give what people have been giving her? Oh, she started late. That's the reason why. Look, she's going to have to go through the primaries again.
Mm-hmm.
You think that she's going to beat everybody for real?
But she didn't even really go through the primaries that last time.
For real beat her?
They just said this is the person that's going to be running for president. I'm like, what? Yo, this still hard to believe, bro. We got 100,000 subscribers. That is crazy. This is crazy, bro. Not to be changing the subject. Ain't that crazy? This is crazy. That's crazy. For passing 100,000 subscribers. I still can't believe this, bro. This guy, every time I come into my shed, I'm like, yo, this is nuts. We actually did it. And people said talking about politics, you ain't gonna do it. What do we do? What did we get accomplished? That's why you can't ever let people stop you. If I would have listened to people, it wouldn't have worked.
If Tulsi was still over there, there's no way she would beat Tulsi. No way.
But I got to get I got to figure out how to get that 1 million subscriber plaque. That's good. I'm trying to get in touch with some people that got 1 million subscribers to see what they did.
Come on, man.
With all of you.
Shout out DKC.
Personally, it was a privilege to be on.
I bet you she's going to do Joe Rogan next time. If they put her in that position, where if she truthfully beats everybody out, I bet you she's going on Joe Rogan next time. I bet you. And if she does run again, she's going to have to answer every question.
Shout out to Don Higgins. Appreciate you, bro.
Without where everyone's been.
But I don't think, Tyrone, I don't think that Joe Rogan would ask her a whole bunch of hard questions. I don't think he would. I think he would ask her a few. I think what she didn't want to answer, me being real, is like because he reacted to a video of her when she was saying Twitter needs to be taken down. She said that. And Joe Rogan was reacting to that like, yo, are we really seeing like a politician say this? This is crazy. This is lunacy. And he would probably ask her like, what did you mean by Twitter needing to be taken down? You don't think that's a problem? And I don't think she will be willing to answer that. You know, so she probably run from that.
Word salad, all the tap dancing running around that she's doing around the questions. And she better talk about how she's going to be different from Joe Biden. And she better drop all the fake accents. Like,
it was a personal privilege to be able to become friends with an incredible leader, which someone who was willing to take on some of the toughest fights and continues to do so. And I would just ask all of you to join me in welcoming our Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Tyrone a fool, bro. Like, what?
That grin of hers cracks me up.
You are such a...
Look at that face. Yo, you know she don't want to be on camera right now. She got that, y'all really gonna put the camera on me, look.
Extraordinary leader, and we have become lifelong friends. I just, in front of everyone, I want to thank you, Tim. You lead with courage. You lead with heart. You see the people. You care about the people. You believe in uplifting the dignity to which all people.
She has a particular look to her face right now. Look in her eyes. It looks like one of two things to me.
Hey, Tyrone, I ain't gonna lie. She looked like she done had a couple cocktails. I'm not saying she did. I'm just saying she looked like she had a couple of them. But if she did have a couple cocktails, I can't get mad at her. She did a vice presidential run, bro. She probably tired, exhausted. She in Hawaii. She chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we might have to let this one rock, bro. Like, I know what you said, though.
Where are the two things? I'm not gonna even say it. Type down below, what are the one of two things? What are the two things that the look on her face could be? You tell me.
Bro, her hair all over the place, like.
You tell me what I'm thinking. And I'll heart everyone that I see if you get it correctly.
All right, let me see. He ain't even paying attention to his comments, bro. He got too many. He probably feel like I got too many subscribers to be paying attention to my comments. He ain't heart nothing, bro. You ain't heart nothing, bro. These creators do not be paying attention to their fans, man. I don't be doing that, bro. Like, I don't never want to be like that. Shout out to him, though. Mafioso with the $2 donation. He said, it's the laughing drunk hyena. Listen to me. Yeah, this is crazy.
You get it correct.
Like, but no, it's either she had a little bit too much wine or her husband finally got her. You know what I'm saying? He probably just wearing her out. You know what I mean? Or she exhausted. She just tired. You know, she older. Alexa, how old is Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris is 60 years old.
She's 60, bro. She 20 years older than me. Like, when I wake up in the morning and I get up, it take a while for me to be able to walk. And she 20 years older than me, bro. Like, Nah, bro. She probably tired of all of this. And like politics is lifelong. Like it ain't no, like once you in a position like this is forever.
Are entitled, and you do it and you have a sense of fun when you're doing it. But you are an extraordinary leader, and obviously the people of Minnesota are very, very lucky to have you there. But you are a national leader and a dear friend, and thank you. Noel, thank you for your work in Pennsylvania and all that you did for our campaign.
Yeah, this is tape, bro. I mean, I don't know if it's tape. It looked like it's tape.
Going back and forth with
DKC said I'm 60. He said she was under the desk again. I don't know.
This tape. He just introduced her and then they played the tape. You know what I mean?
Campaign. And let me just say to everyone on this call, I am so grateful for you. And I'm so thankful to you. I'm thankful for
Yo, how long have we been live? Can somebody check and let me know?
your love of our country and your willingness to put the work into it.
She doesn't have on the earrings.
Oh, she don't have the earrings on, eh? I wonder why she not wearing them special pearl earrings anymore.
I'm thankful for the faith that you put in me and Governor Walz and our team. And I am thankful because I know your character.
I'm surprised the Hodge twins don't call them sugar walls. I'm like really surprised. Like I don't watch everything they put out, so maybe they have, but they probably have.
Tristan said, if I never see her again, it will be too soon.
Call them sugar walls.
Ruby said she needs to disappear for good.
I bet you. And if not, I just gave them my idea if they see my video. Tim Sugar Walls, man. Yeah.
Is such that
They caught her in so many lies, though. Like in that presidential campaign, it wasn't even funny, bro. Oh, man. Like one day, if she sits down and looks at her social media, she gonna be like, what?
you're not gonna get knocked down. And you're in this fight. And you're in it.
Bruh, and she lit. What y'all think? For real. Bruh, she look lit, bruh. I ain't gonna even lie, man.
For all the right
Look at her hair. Like, you ain't never seen, like, on that campaign trail, she ain't had one hair out of place. Now look at her.
And I know that about you. It's why you're part of this call right now and all the work that you did over those 107 days and even before. That's your nature. And the outcome of this election obviously is not what we wanted. It is not what we worked so hard for. But I am proud of the race we ran. And your role...
You are? No, you're not. You're just saying that. It's just formalities, just political formalities.
Be real, Tyrone. I mean, like, presidential race ain't no joke, bruh. You gotta think, like, she was swinging, but, you know, you got Trump calling you all kind of like, not, you know, saying you're not smart in a whole bunch of different ways. You got Fox News on your helmet, all of that. Like, you had an interview with Brett Baird and didn't go well. People lighting you up on Twitter every other day. Like, it's a lot, man. That's a lot. Like, when people make blogs on me, I'll be mad. You know what I mean? Like, if you type my name, man, a lot of people that made blogs on me, I'll be like mad. I can just imagine like that kind of pressure with a presidential election. And then she dealing with like her administration, all these dates. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn all this stuff you got to talk about and talking points, get ready for debates, good town hall meetings and all of that. It's a lot that, you know, is involved in all that. Hit the like button. Frank Cow with the $4.99 said, your channel was just recommended to me. Thanks for the laughs. We have now been unburdened by what has been. 0 coconut trees. Thug life. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate you, bro. It is what it is.
This was critical.
But me just being fair, it's, you know, a campaign it's a lot, bro.
What we did in 107 days was unprecedented.
Wait, unprecedented? What you mean unprecedented? Like, you kind of wilding now.
The coalition that we built, and we were so intentional about that. You would hear me talk about it.
The Rainbow Coalition.
All the time. Being a daughter of parents who are active in the civil rights movement, I know and believe that the best
It's funny that I said that and then she just said that.
movements that are about progress in our country mean that it's leaders that we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people
But shout out to you, Frank Cow, for the donation. I appreciate you, bro. That's sponsoring the video, bro.
together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to
Bruh, no, like, come on, Kamala. How much wine did you have? Wait a minute. Bro, she looked lit.
But have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work.
Did she just choke?
Let her live, Tyrone.
Voice change.
Yo.
Function. I think she's reading off teleprompter.
DXC, what is you doing? Get back here, DXC. DKC, what you doing? Marina said the train wreck was unprecedented indeed. Donna Hazel said Trump is significantly older than her and he's still dancing strong. Donna Hazel said nice. Steady Blaze said the tipsy 100. It's the Fresh said, wait a minute. Rebecca Johnson says she's been named too from what I've heard. Eric Thompson said, drink with her. You will see the freak. Y'all crazy.
Pre-recorded.
And that we will do that work with a sense of joy, yes. With a sense of work ethic.
Nah, bro. Hey, no, I'm about to tweak this out, bro. Hold up, bro. Hold up. It's crazy. I'm about to type in, was Kamala Harris drunk? Y'all, this is crazy. Ain't no way she's sober, bro. I'm not saying this, you know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion. But I don't know, bro.
Bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our.
Yo, hey, if I'm out at a club or a concert, bro, and I have like a Crown and Coke, like, and they put a bit too much Crown in there, or like some Hennessy, you know, you hit it, you like, you trying to talk. Kamala. Kamala, you still ain't getting a clue. Kamala! They own to you, Kamala. They own to you.
In our country mean that it's leaders that we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work.
Did she just choke? What was that? Her voice changed. A function. I think she's reading off teleprompter. I think this is pre-recorded.
And that we will do that work with a sense of joy. Yes.
Yo, Donna Wildin. Donna in the chat. Donna said, girl, give it up already. Yo, it's crazy. Tristan, what? He said, I imagine her breath is like she just ate a crap sandwich. Y'all crazy, bro. She said, girl, give it up already.
Sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be.
No. She like, oh, they probably catching on.
Our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work.
Did she just choke? What was that? Her voice changed. A function. I think she's reading off teleprompter. I think this is pre-recorded.
And that we will do that work with a sense of joy, yes. With a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work.
She is hilarious.
It's good work.
In a different way than Trump is.
To be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends.
Governor Sugar Walz, man.
Favors. You said, hey, you know,
Yeah, she would be good. Like Kamala Harris would be good on SNL. Like she is funny, bro. When she try to be serious, she is hilarious.
Put up your softball game. Now I need you to show up at the campaign office.
Now you cannot tell me this lady is not lit, bro.
Yes, with a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work.
She is hilarious.
It's good work.
In a different way than Trump is.
To be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends.
Governor Sugar Walz, man.
Favors. You said, hey, you know, I showed up at your softball game. Now I need you to show up at the campaign office. you put in the time. It was
Your
really
laugh
sweet.
kills me, man.
And you gave all that you could to support our campaign.
She cut off the laugh a little bit, though. I think they told her about that. It was like, yo, you can't be... Yo, people don't like your laugh. You're going to have to stop doing that.
Yo, imagine somebody said people don't like your laugh. That's insane, bro.
Have a little giggle and keep on rolling.
Because of your efforts, get this, we raised and
Hit the like button, y'all. I can see if y'all hitting it. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. Go crazy on the like button. Go crazy. We only got 69,000 views in here because y'all is playing around.
$1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots.
All right, so let me read some of these comments. Marina is laughing. Some of y'all said, I see why she lost. Her own people are brain dead comedians. Shut up and fight says, stay the heck away from California. Donna said, oh, and bring 20 mil or so while you're at it. And then Adrian Kennedy said, and she's still the VP. Dang. Yo, that's crazy. She's still the vice president. That is crazy. And then Marcus Chapman said, oh, yeah, she faded on something. Tim R said she went full. Yo, I can't read that. Tim. Yo, Donna said, oh, my God, I think I'm so disappointed if somebody said they didn't like my laugh. Steady Blaze said, hit the host icon up top and hit that. Shout out to you.
I should do a reaction to a compilation of her laughs. Somebody send me a compilation of Kamala Harris laughs.
The most in presidential campaign history. Nearly 8 million donors contributed an average donation of about 56.
But one thing I will say about her though, like she be in good spirits, bro. Like it don't matter what be going on, she still be like cracking up and laughing. And Wilkes said, I wonder if she owns anything not a suit. Britt said she looks nuts in the thumbnail. Yo, hey, the thumbnail is literally what she look like right now. Well, almost.
Raised and historic.
I got it from this. It was I just like screenshot it like her talking. You know, then blew it up a little bit. And then Samia said she lost, and so did your whole nation. Marcus Chapman said, I ain't gonna lie, she can get it.
$1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone.
I should do a reaction to a compilation of her laughs. Somebody send me a compilation of Kamala Harris laughs.
Hey, Marcus thirsty.
The most in presidential campaign history. Nearly 8 million donors contributed an average donation of about $56.
What's up, Heather Mocha said, love from Canada. Did you subscribe yet, Heather? Did you subscribe? Y'all trying to play. Global Network said she... Chan said she owned that Hennessy.
Our people-powered campaign. And understand that the work that we did included the work that so many of you here did, which is to talk to first-time voters. Many of you are first-time voters. And to talk about how being involved can make a difference. And that remains true. And that's one of the pieces that I just want us to please take away, that our fight for freedom and for opportunity.
Why be like the presidential candidates be having like black names or like some wild names you never heard of? Obama, Kamala, Kamala. Like, what? I've never met a black Kamala in my life or a black Obama in my life, bro.
For the promise of America, it included, for example, nearly almost 4 million first-time contributors to our campaign because of the work you did of helping people know that they can be engaged in it.
For the people that are going to comment down below, what are the two things that the look in her face is? I don't want you to confuse it with how she sounds, okay? Kamala Harris sounds a particular way. That's only one way. But the look in her face in the beginning of this video says one of two things, okay? Tell me which two things that the face shows. And you get a bonus if you can tell me how her voice sounds. Because her voice has always sounded like this. I don't know why, but it sounds like she is...
And she got like mimickers, like people like mimicking how she sound and crap. Like, yo, I don't know if I ever want to be that popular, bro. That's crazy.
They're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together. And that work continues. The work must continues. Of reminding ourselves that we have...
She said the work must continues. Nah, bro. She either tired. I don't know what's going on with her.
That the face shows. And you get a bonus if you can tell me how her voice sounds. Because her voice has always sounded like this. I don't know why, but it sounds like she is...
They're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together. And that work continues. The work must continues. Of reminding...
The work must continues? Like, bro, like, what are they...
It's always sounded like this. I don't know why, but it sounds like she is...
You heard that, Marcus?
They're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together. And that work continues. The work must continues. Of reminding ourselves that we have an ability to stay engaged in a way that will make a difference. The work that you all did, it's going to have lasting effect. Again, I'll say, the election didn't turn out like we wanted it to. Certainly not as we planned for it to.
Nope.
But understand that the work...
But it turned out the way America wanted it to. America wanted change. They wanted to make America great again.
We put into it was about empowering people. That's the spirit with the work we did. Our spirit and our work was about saying that it is a strength that we each have to lift.
Bro, she She either tired or lit. She don't even got the strength. She's like, you know, like when you super lit, the strength. This continues. The work continues. And when it continues, like, come on, bro.
People up as opposed to beating people down. It is a strength we have that has lasting effect. So all that work that you did that was about engaging with other people, engaging with perfect strangers and in their face seeing a neighbor, that has lasting effect. It reminds people that there are leaders like you who care and will bring us together. And you know, sometimes in the darkest moments, people lose faith in that. Are there people out there that feel that way? And you're...
Dude,
she funny, bro.
America was real dark before Trump won. I was losing faith in America big time. However, my faith was renewed in America when Trump won.
Yeah.
Especially with that landslide victory.
Yeah, like, bro, how did y'all feel? Like, shout out to everybody that's in here, right? How did y'all feel like when Trump won? Did you feel like it did restore a little bit of faith in the election system with me, like, to be real? I was like, oh, like, you know, he actually won the popular vote, and because he was popular, it looked like it, you know what I mean? And everything ended up working out in the election. It restored some faith. And then when they came out and said, you know, we're going to make sure that, you know, the transfer of power is peaceful, and this is what this party do. We want to make sure everything peaceful. I was like, oh, this is actually dope, right? But then Biden goes ahead and he tells Ukraine, y'all can use long range missiles to, you know, against Russia. I'm like, oh. So it's like, y'all try to make it harder for Trump, is what it looked like to me. But, you know, with the election and everything, I felt like, I was hopeful. I'm like, yo, like, this process may actually be legit.
Seriously, I was like, wow. There is hope here. There is hope.
People that, yes, there are. And there are a lot of us.
Andrew said she and the others who cook like that are a special kind of subset of white women. Cooking with orange and rosemary. The F is that. What are you talking about, bro? The Dark Matter said both of you need... What is you saying, bro? Tiffany Cherry said, every time I see her, she makes me smile. She gives me so much joy. Scratch that. The impersonates make me laugh at her. She still isn't a strong, serious black woman. Roland Chevy said, I was happy it's time to get rich. Nick 710, why are you mad? Like, Nick, man, like, you, I mean, you can make your comments known in here, bro. Like, we're not gonna boot you or nothing like that. Shout out to you. But just try to respect the chat if you can, man. Ellie said, life came back riding on hope. Kenneth Bobbier said, faith and hope in the American people. Streamroller said, bro, I slept good after election day and then losing sleep because Biden want to start World War III. Exactly. That's how I felt, man. My thing right now is I want them to keep Trump as safe as possible. I know Trump out here living his best life. He going to UFC events. Like, we just seen him like at the golf course taking pictures with people. Keep him as safe as y'all can. We need this dude to get back in the office, bro, and fix some of this stuff. Andrew McVeigh said turkey. It wasn't supposed to say tourney. I got auto-corrected. Roland Chevy said Puffin just said he wants to hold on. English said felt relief. Kamala hit the road. She is not black. The only thing black about her is her evil heart. Interesting.
And that strength cannot be taken from us. That is our strength. It cannot be taken from us. So listen, as I said the day after the election, I still strongly believe the light of America's promise will burn bright as long as we never give up and we keep fighting. And the fight that fueled our campaign A fight for freedom and opportunity, that did not end on November 5th. A fight for the dignity of all people, that did not
Yeah, I was talking about censoring us on social media. That's not freedom. That's the opposite.
end on November 5th. A fight for the future, a future in which all people...
She can't even take herself serious. She is funny, bro.
receive the promise of America? No. A fight that is about a fight for the ideals of our nation, the ideals that reflect the promise of America, that fight's not over. So look, we still have a lot to fight for, okay? A future where every American can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women...
Ooh.
But she might not have a teleprompter because she just rambling.
Ideals of our nation, the ideals that reflect the promise of America, that fight's not over. So look, we still have a lot to fight for, okay? A future where every American can pursue their dreams, ambitions, and aspirations, where the women...
Ooh, if Tulsi runs against her, it is going to be a bloodbath. If that's what they do next time, like I figured they're gonna bring Vance.
I don't think they're gonna have Kamala do it. I think it'll be JD Vance. Like he's a stronger, more likable candidate than Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi just, if we being all the way real about it, Tyrone, like she just switched parties. So we rocking with her, but we don't know her loyalty yet. You know, so I don't think they want to put Tulsi up against her. I think they'll do JD Vance first because he's a lifelong Republican. Woman Queen said, for immigrants, Hammy said, where you are not in it in the future. Organic says she grew up rich. Jeffrey Miller says she's drunk. Fancy said, who let her out the insane asylum? Orlando said, fight's not over, you day. We have a lot to fight for, eh? And then Roadrunner said that word salad.
They're gonna want Vance to run. However, if next what they do is they bring in, all right, the white suited assassin that we saw, she's done. She's done. And Tulsi's gonna be our first female president.
of America have the right to make decisions about their own body, not their government
There we
telling them
go.
what to do.
There we go.
Our fight for the
There
rule
we
of
go.
law, for freedom for all.
If you think it's a great thing to be able to take the life of your unborn child, then, I mean, that says it right there. I've talked about this before. There have been many savage things that humans have done over, the millennia, thousands of years and stuff. And, the Spartans, used to throw away their children if they were too small, stuff like that. In other countries right now, right? Or at least they were throwing away female babies when they were born because they had the rule of one child they could only have. So they wanted to continue their bloodline. So they wanted a son to be born, right? Savage stuff people are doing. And this is one of the most savage, if not the most savage. In a modern world, a world where we...
let's listen to this. So the Mexican president ended up responding to Trump, talking about, if you can't get a hold on these illegals coming over here, we're going to impose tariffs on you. Let's see if they got it right.
A un arancel
To one tariff will come another one, and so on.
vendrá otro en respuesta. Y así
Until we put our common businesses at risk.
hasta que pongamos en riesgo empresas comunes. Sí,
Yes, common businesses.
comunes. Por ejemplo,
For example, she said, I was about to say, for example. For example, Mexico's main exporters to the U.S. are
los principales exportadores de México a Estados Unidos son General Motors,
General Motors, Stellantis, and Ford Motor Company. Hey, lady, that's not a flex. Like, Trump wants to bring them companies back to America. Like, so you really want to play ball. Like if he's gonna impose tariffs, I think she's trying to say like, all right, so if he imposes tariffs, this could end up hurting like some American companies or imports like back to America. Like, but bro, like we don't care about that. We got Tesla here.
Stellantis y Ford Motor Company, las cuales llegaron a México.
Which came to Mexico 80 years ago. I didn't know Ford went to Mexico 80 years ago. Did y'all know that?
Hace 80 años. ¿Por qué ponerle un impuesto?
Why put a tax on them that puts them at risk? Hey, first of all, they need to come back to America. Like, y'all really getting a favor right now. Like, what they need to do is be taxing Ford and them from like importing it all. Like, yeah, like raise the tariffs, like make them one. Like, and I think Trump knows really like it's gonna make the American companies just manufacture in America again. So he'll keep raising the tariffs on you as much as he can. Like, what is like he ain't trying to benefit you, lady. And y'all like people are coming over here in droves. Like, come on.
Que las ponga en riesgo.
But so she like, all right, so what? I don't like nobody talking about my president, bro. Like, I don't like that, bro. Like, I don't like that. Like, what she's saying, bro. I don't care. Like, no, like, stop. Like, stop letting them people come over here illegally. Let them come over here legally. Don't let them come over here illegally. Like, oh, you gonna get some tariffs.
No es aceptable.
It is not acceptable and would cause the U.S. and Mexico inflation and job losses. Bro, it ain't gonna do nothing but cause them jobs to go back to America.
Causaría a Estados Unidos y a México.
Y'all might be hurting.
Inflación.
Bro, don't nobody even want a Ford no more. The Ford F-150, I used to have one of them. Hey, like when COVID first hit, I bought a Ford F-150. It was like a 2017. Like, I love that truck. I don't know why I gave it back. I bought it from like CarMax. You know what I'm saying? Like my Teslas I bought from Tesla. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I bought a car from like Lexus and all that. But like my Ford F-150 I bought from like CarMax. And like I'm like, if the pandemic get really bad, you know what I'm saying? I probably don't need another new car, you know what I'm saying? Or another, you know what I mean, car. That wasn't new, it was like used. And so I took it back because CarMax lets you take your cars like back, you know what I'm saying? So I just took it back. But that F-150 was dope. But the new ones look like old people trucks, bro. So don't nobody want them.
Y pérdidas de empleo.
Look like, you know, like a 100-year-old person's truck, like. So it is not acceptable and will cause the U.S. and Mexico inflation and job loss. 70% of the illegal weapons seized from criminals in Mexico come from your country. Whoa! Nah, she talking reckless, bro. Like, is she talking reckless, y'all? You might do what my president say? Don't be talking reckless. I don't like people talking about my president, bro. Daisy said CarMax sucker to a third party. Say it all. Like what? No, that was a deal, bro. Like so I had got the that F-150. I'm not to digress, but I got the F-150 for like, bro, I paid like $26,000. It was like right when the pandemic hit. It had like 20,000 miles on it. It was a 2017. I paid like 20 after taxes and everything. It was like 26. But that was a steal. You can't find no truck like that now. Like I should have kept it.
Por ciento de las armas ilegales incautadas a delincuentes en México.
So she's saying the guns and stuff. 70% of illegal weapons seized from criminals in Mexico come from your country. Yo, she wildin', bro. Don't be talking to us like that. Don't be talking to us like that, lady.
Proviene de su país. Las armas no las producimos.
We do not produce weapons. We do not consume synthetic drugs. Oh, wow. Wow. So wait, Mexico don't produce weapons? Wait. Hold on. She is not lying. She is telling the truth. Yo, she telling the truth, y'all. Let me show y'all. Don't be telling the truth, lady. Who do you think you are? Hold on, let me see. There are no domestic manufacturers of guns for civilians in Mexico. It turns out that the rampant gun has been called a uniquely American problem does not stop at the U.S.-Mexican border. Interesting. So she low-key telling the truth. And she said, we do not produce weapons. We do not consume synthetic drugs. Hold on. Wait, y'all got all the cartels. Like, stop playing with me, bro. I watch all the movies. She cat, bro. So you mean to tell me all them cartels over there and y'all don't do none of that? Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking at the... Yup, she capping on that. I'm about to show y'all. She cap. The Economist. Mexicans are increasingly consuming illegal drugs. The rise of synthetic drugs is wreaking havoc on both sides of the border. Oh, so she is cap. You are cap, lady. Don't be talking back to my president, bro. She crazy. She right about the gun thing, but she cap about the synthetic drug. It's like multiple different articles like talking about that. Nah, she capped, bro. Look. Let me show y'all, bro. She capped out. There's another one. Synthetic drugs have changed organized crime as opposed to most legacy drugs, which rely on plants, harvest, favorable weather, significant and very manual labor, and transport of bulk amounts of illicit substances across heavily policed terrain. Synthetic drugs can be produced in laboratories all year round. This is done. Okay, so do they consume it? A vast number of word term precursors, chemicals assist in production. Nonetheless, industry in Mexico is so advanced as it relates to the varied methods of production and chemicals needed that it will difficult for other enforcement to catch up. This means fentanyl is an illicit drug market, the likes of which we have never seen. The concentration potency of this drug is corresponding to. So do they use it? Consuming it. Yep, they do. She's lying. She's lying. Don't believe her. I don't know if she is or not. I just seen the article say that they consume that stuff. You know, but she right about the guns, though. She right about that.
Nosotros. Las drogas sintéticas no las consumimos nosotros.
Unfortunately, it is our people who are being killed by crime responding to your country's drugs demand. What? Unfortunately, it is our people who are being killed by crime responding to your country's drug demand. So I'm reading in between the lines of what she's saying, right? It sounds like the cartels, Thug Life, shout out to y'all. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Like, I ain't saying nothing bad about y'all. I'm just reading between the lines. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Thug Life, y'all do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on in Mexico with the gangs and everything, like cartels and everything, like maybe they supplying like Americans. demands for it. You see what I'm saying? And maybe they not selling it to their people, they just selling it over here. I don't know, bruh. She might not be lying about some of this stuff. She might not be cap, bro. What y'all think? Y'all think she cap, or you think she... Hold on, let's see what y'all are saying in the comments, man. Somebody said, yeah, because those guns are illegal as soon as they cross the border if you are not military law enforcement. The chick's mobile repair, where's your sweatshirt made at? Women Queen said, sorry, bro, just like Israel. Women Queen said, how do you think that the cartel became so strong? B More said, ha 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 ha, cartels are our fault. Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like. No, bro, come on. And then Goddess said, here in Colorado, we got a lot of cartel traffickers. First of all, I want to say I ain't got no problem with the cartels. They do their own thug dizzle. You know what I'm saying? They thugged out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I ain't got no problem. I don't want no problems with them. Marcus Chapman said, Piper Boy ain't playing with them cartels. No, I am not. Like, shout out to them. Like, I want no problems with them at all. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? I want no problems with them. I ain't saying nothing bad about y'all. Nothing thug life. You know what I'm saying? Goddess said a couple years ago, we had Psycho around here in Colorado. They found out he was,
muertos por la delincuencia para responder a la demanda de drogas.
Hey, Marcus Chapman, you never know who watch. I ain't saying nothing bad about them. I wouldn't say that again. You know what I'm saying? Nothing bad about y'all. Thug life. I ain't saying nothing bad about y'all.
De su país, lamentablemente, lo ponemos nosotros.
I don't know, man. She kind of clapping back. That unfortunately, it is our people who are being killed by crime responding to your country's drug demand. Yo, she wildin'.
Mexico's president
and
is pushing.
She promising retaliatory tariffs. Like shit. Who is this lady? Yo, she can't be talking to our president like that, bro. Hold on.
Back on President-elect Donald Trump's threat to impose steep import taxes.
Trump says he will add a 25% tax on goods and from Mexico and Canada on his very first day in office. Fox 4's Stephen Dial is in our newsroom with more tonight, Stephen.
Hold on. I got some more stuff that she said. Hold on. Let me fast forward.
President-elect Donald Trump says that these tariffs are in response to Mexico and Canada not doing enough with the border and fentanyl. An SMU economist says that if Trump follows through on this promise, the price of things like produce and cars will go up. On the first day in office, President-elect Donald Trump said,
Woman Queen said, and we're unaliving each other like rats in Chinese, like rats fighting for cheese. Marcus Chapman said she can't be talking like that with no weapons. Yo, you crazy, bro.
Says that he will impose tariffs on the three biggest countries trading with the U.S., Mexico, Canada, and China. With our North American partners, Trump.
Roland Chevy said it's our people dying from their drug production. Exactly. Yeah, cat like shit. Like, what's she talking about, bro? Yeah, that's a good clap back. Yeah, shout out to you, Roland. Who she think she is, man? And then the chick's mobile repair said, Marcus, she got weapon. It's the people that don't have them. Exactly. Women Queen said, now they're trying to put the plug in the tub. Jesus Oak said, oh yeah, she is the president and she making their own weapons. So I don't know.
Said he will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States. Trump went on to say this tariff will remain in effect until such time as drugs, in particular fentanyl, and all illegal aliens stop this invasion of our country.
He may be all over the map on some things, but not on this. He's definitely committed to tariffs.
Trump will also increase the import tax on China by 10%. The tariff threat was a popular talking point on the campaign trail.
Nah, I don't know about the China tariff, though. Me being real, man, like, I don't know if I want everything to get higher in price, Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, But I mean, he might have a. I don't know, bro. Like Trump might know what he's doing.
I asked SMU economist Mike Davis about the potential impact.
Wouldn't that cost just be transferred to the consumer?
Yeah, almost all the cost of tariff is going to be shifted to the consumer.
The president of Mexico said her country has already done a lot to stem the flow of migrants, but says she is willing to engage in talks. In a statement, Claudia Sheinbaum said, quote, one tariff will be followed by another in response. Davis says,
who does she think she is, bro? You got our American companies over there. Who do you think you are, lady? You gonna do what our president tell you to do? Bro, y'all people coming over here like crazy. Like, what is you doing?
About 20% of cars sold in the U.S. are manufactured in Mexico.
Just think about going to the car dealership and the price of the car you want to buy is 20% more.
Well, don't nobody care, bro. I don't care. I got a Tesla. I don't care. That's made in America. I don't care. If they want to play games, Ford, get your company back into America. If you want to compete. If not, we buying Teslas. I got 2 of them already. Because the American regular cars cost too much. They got no technology in them that's worth nothing. And you got to put gas in them. So I don't care. Like, make your cars more competitive and make them in America. Tesla can do it. And they're electric. And they got batteries in them. And way more technology. And he able to do it. And y'all got old gas cars. Y'all should be able to make them back here. Like, what is y'all doing, bro? Like, so what? I don't care. Like, put tariffs on her. If she can't, like, put tariffs on her, bro. She want to run her mouth. She want to run her mouth like that. Put tariffs on her. And let her raise tariffs more. Like, who cares? Who she thinks she is, bro? Don't be talking about president like that.
All of those costs are transferred over to the consumer eventually.
Trump also imposed tariffs during his first term, especially on Chinese imports, but not to this level. The Biden administration kept some of those tariffs in place. It's possible Trump might use the threat of import taxes as leverage for negotiations. But if he does follow through, Davis says consumers could feel the impact quickly.
Any retaliation that's coming from Mexico.
Tasha, don't talk back to me, Tasha. Y'all crazy.
Mexico or Canada will be damaging to U.S. interests.
The Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, says that he spoke to Trump.
Tariffs everywhere. You get a tariff. You get a tariff. Stop playing. Hold on. They playing with us, bro.
What is happening, man?
Anybody talk about my president like that?
Crying over, what I understand is she's crying over Trump winning. And, okay, so I guess we're going to check this out.
I'm very emotional. I think that I feel the obligation. I feel frustrated, honestly, with myself because I spent so much time over the last couple of weeks just focusing on the half that I hate right now, like the half of the country that I despise.
Wait, you hate Republicans? Like, is this what she's saying? Wow.
I feel frustrated, honestly, with myself because I spent so much time over the last couple of weeks just focusing on the half that I hate right now, like the half of the country that I despise.
Wow. I might have to put her in the thumbnail.
So everyone that voted for Trump supports Trump. She hates. She despises. This is the party of love and acceptance, correct speaking?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
She's on the left, right? Soon as she's on the left, correct? She's not Republican. She's not conservative, right? Holy ish. This is what I'm talking about when you're over on Twitter and you see the people that attack you. And it's always almost always, especially for me, 99% of the time, it's always someone that's on the left or extreme.
Hey, Leyland said, I voted to be hated and despised.
Far left. And every time you look at their profile, you immediately can tell that they have mental problems, that they have mental illness, and that the woke mind virus has destroyed their psyche.
I don't think all Democrats are like that. I just think there's just some radicals who have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Not all Democrats are like that.
Their brain is just pudding talking to you.
Yeah, Woman Queen said I would never cry over and no candidate. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If Kamala would have won, I would have been mad. I would have been like, we gotta do another 4 years, and I would have been. I would not be happy, bro. I don't know if I'd be crying, but like it's like, yo, she upset because she wants censorship. She wants high gas prices. She want high interest rates. This is why this lady crying, bro.
Wow. So, if I was anybody that was conservative, which I am, I'm not a registered Republican. I don't vote. I stay in the middle. I don't trust either side. However, from what I've seen recently from the Republicans, from Donald Trump, I trust them way more than I trust the left. From what I've seen with
way more. They're not war hawks. They trying to bring peace. Definitely trust the Republicans more right now. Marcus Chapman said, bro, if Kamala would have won, bro, yeah, I would have cried, bro. I ain't gonna even lie, bro. I would have been over here like, I can't believe y'all that did this to us. But I wouldn't be like her, like saying I say H word, like I H word the Republicans. Like I wouldn't be like that.
They were doing to the
no, like I H word the Democrats. I wouldn't be like that.
Hell, I would never go left. But if I were someone that was straddling the line, and this was someone that I trusted, to see them spew hate right there, they said that they hate and despise.
Hey, my name's whatever your name. What do you mean by that? Like, tell me what you mean by that. Donnie Brasco said, idealizing a politician is like believing a stripper actually loves you. Yeah, man.
The people that voted for Trump. Wow. I think that would let me...
DXB said, yeah, some people far left and far right can be sometimes blinded by echo chambers. But not gonna lie, with low the left has been going, it's hard to even argue about touchy topics. Exactly.
No. What side I need to be on. Now if I was mentally disturbed.
Yeah, Gentry Newsom said, y'all see prices are going up. Freight is already going up.
He had a lot of hate in my heart, and so I'd probably gravitate toward that.
Yeah, exactly. Woman Queen said, no, she obsessed herself with Kamala, and she fell for all that hypnotism.
My God.
And I'm frustrated about that because you don't get understanding through frustration and hate. And I think that what I feel guilty about is knowing that
you should feel guilty about saying that you hate half of the country and despise half of the country.
There's an obligation.
She might as well just call us garbage like Joe Biden did. Or deplorables.
Whole other half, of the country, and whole other half guilty about is knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half, of the country, and feeling like there has to be a conversation, a come to Jesus, as they say, with so many people, because we are really...
You definitely need Jesus. Talking about you hate.
Yeah, this lady
country
is out of her mind, bro. We not about to watch this. Let's get some Diddy news and see what's going on.
Bars, Diddy is facing claims of foul play. Prosecutors say he's attempted to corruptly influence witness testimony by asking his family members to contact potential witnesses. Diddy has also reportedly issued a cease and desist order over a new documentary about his one-time protege, Shine.
But y'all know that there's investigators that's investigating Diddy, that's going to influencers' houses and asking them why they're making like Diddy content or making non-biased Diddy content. They're thinking that Diddy is paying them. Like, it's influencers coming out and saying that. It's interesting.
Reports of a shadowy campaign to intimidate influencers who've reported on Diddy's downfall. Last week, Amala Ekpunobi told us this. Before we finish, I want to talk to you just completely separately about P. Diddy.
Just yesterday, we had two private investigators, the day before yesterday, go ahead and visit an old residence of mine, trying to figure out whether or not they've been paid by a certain institution, company, entity to discuss P. Diddy's lawsuits and his connection to other celebrities. They also let me know that had they found out I was paid by a certain company, entity, client, they would offer to pay me to disclose exactly who that was. And they'd like to know the business deal that I made with them in order to pay me more to promote the opposite narrative.
Wow. They are after Diddy. They'll do anything.
Well, joining me now for a whistle-stop update on the latest, criminal defense attorney Stacey Schneider, Brandon Tatum, host of The Officer Tatum, and the rapper, producer, and commentator Lord Jamal. Welcome to all of you.
Yo, shout out to Pierce Morgan. He is putting everybody on his show, man. Shout out to him, bro.
Stacey Schneider, let me talk with you. From a legal perspective, obviously, Diddy's in deep trouble. But all these extra things that have been bubbling around.
He's in deep trouble with no evidence. They have like no what evidence they got on Diddy? Let's keep it real, y'all. So he has a lot of baby oil. Other than that, like what do they really have on Diddy, bro? Can somebody tell me? Like, I might be missing something. I don't see what they got other than like. All right, so there's like they found like a blick, like parts that had the serial scratched off. That's a problem. That he could potentially spend time in jail for that. But other than that, like what do they really have on him? It seems like they're trying to wing it and try to gather information as they go on. I don't think they had a solid case. They just wanted to arrest him, get whatever that they had that they could use against some of the celebrities or whatever, and then put them on the podium for Kamala. That's what it felt like. I'm not saying that's what it was. I'm not saying that that's true or nothing like that. I'm saying like very interesting. Like, I don't know what they would have on him. I don't think they got anything on him.
Of, maybe corrupting potential witnesses, etc., etc. How much worse is
like Judge Joe Brown said, why did they go to that specific house, and go for that, that specific computer? Like, what were they looking for? And then all of a sudden, all the people that are affiliated with Diddy, you see him on the podium for the election. You know what I mean? Everybody that was accused of going to the white party. So I'm not saying that that's the case, but it's very interesting. What was on those tapes? Maybe they called like Jennifer Lopez, like, Jennifer, we got these tapes on you now. We need you to get on this podium and talk. I don't know, man.
Potentially making his situation
a whole lot worse, Piers. That type of conduct, if it's really going on, can be introduced into the trial in front of the jury, and it shows indicia or consciousness of guilt. Someone trying to corrupt the proceedings, allegedly. Now, this has been alleged, but they're saying, the prosecution brought up in his past bail hearing last week that he was abusing his phone privileges in prison. Now, he has a set list of people he can call out to, and he allegedly was using other inmates' phone lines or phone time to call out to people he wanted to speak to, and they were alleging that could be witness tampering, and that's a really bad move on anyone who is incarcerated.
Well, that's why he got the first bail hearing. He was denied because they found out that he was trying to call witnesses. Dupree said, J-Lo was the one that threw the gat out the window for Puff.
In pending trial.
Officer Tatum, it just seems to be a scandal that with every week gets more fuel, more fire, more names enter the kind of rumor mill about this.
What's up, AWACS?
Do you think we're looking at something that could just be a lot bigger than people realize?
Hey, Pierce, I think 1,000%. If you listen to the lyrics of P. Diddy and some of these other people over the years, they are telegraphing some of the things that P. Diddy is accused of. And I'm not shocked. I mean, if you talk about him calling witnesses and tampering with witnesses. Are you shocked? This guy is a mogul, and he's gonna do his best to not spend the rest of his life in prison. And of course, he's gonna try to make his image look better, calling his kids, having them put it online, and all of that other stuff. But we all know that this guy has been doing this for a long time. Cassie is not the first, and she wasn't, in my opinion, she was with him when he was doing this to other women.
First of all, we do not know that because there's no proof of anything happened with anybody else. Cassie, we seen a video that, what transpired in a hotel. So we don't, just because people are alleging things doesn't mean like things actually happen if there's no video proof of it. So let's, Officer Tatum, let's be, you need evidence to claim that all of these things have definitely happened before. You can say like there's alleged incidents, but you don't know if anything like really happened before.
And then you go off and look at the totality of circumstances.
Y'all got to remember, he was a cop, so he ain't really like, he's just looking in the eyes of locking you up. Like, he don't care about whether, cops be like crooked, you know what I mean, too? Like, they'll do anything to get you locked up. And sometimes they'll lock you up without proper evidence just to put you in jail. Like, so you don't know, man. We got to keep an open mind about this situation.
Industry and how many people are involved. I think TD Jakes could be involved. There's a whole bunch of people that have been to these Diddy parties that are probably going to be implicated.
Lord Jamar, we've spoken a few times since this scandal broke. I presume you're hearing a lot of stuff from people in the music world. How panicky are people getting? There are reports from a TMZ documentary called The Downfall of Diddy.
Somebody said, you think victims are just lying? I just think they need to be putting up evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not put up evidence? Like, why hold on to it? Like, just say, like, if something happened, like, put it out there. A lot of people, a lot of times what you find, like, they come out later on saying things. Like, I mean, and sometimes things can happen, but say it now. Like, don't wait, like, 10 years, 20 years later. Like, say what happened now.
Inside the Freakoffs, where it claimed that high-profile celebrities are reaching out to victims and offering them money in exchange for avoiding any public exposure. Are you hearing stuff like that?
I haven't heard anything directly like that. I've seen things online, but I will say, behind the scenes, a lot of names are starting to be thrown around, people that were close associates with Diddy. And I think these people are very worried about what may be.
Yeah, and what is the point of innocent until proven guilty if it doesn't apply? Like you can't just say he's guilty. We don't know. Like, they got to prove their case. And then Silver Wolf said, I agree. Innocent until proven guilty is incredibly important. It's better than 10. Guilty may go free. One innocent is persecuted unjustly. That said, what do you suspect? I want to see evidence. That's what I want to. I mean, I know dude got like some vices, some weird like things that he does, what everybody's been saying. But as far as like certain type of things, like, cause we got people coming out on him saying he did stuff, and then like this lady's ex-boyfriend came out and said she lying, and she wanted him to corroborate her statement. So we don't know what's true or not. Like, just cause somebody comes out and saying something happened does not mean it's true. And I think when a person's black, a lot of times, like, they're not afforded to the innocent until proven guilty in a public eye, and I think that's a problem. It's a big problem. Like how people are looking at Diddy, and this is me being all the way real. If that Cassie situation is what people are using to convict Diddy, and he got way too much baby oil, so that people are looking at him like he's automatically guilty. We don't know if he's guilty or not. Like, imagine you sitting there and you really didn't do it. Like, you really didn't do it. Like, you don't know what political motive could be. You don't know. Or maybe you just like had the lawsuit with the liquor company and they got mad. you know, and decided, all right, like now we about to like use all of our resources against you. They're operating in like 149 like countries, or 129 countries or something like that. Like that liquor company, who knows what ties they have with like people who are in positions of power. Like who knows, bro? Like the world is not what you think it is. It's not what I think it is or what you think it is. Like people think the mafia don't exist. Like they still here. They just not in the capacity what you like they used to be. They operate in different ways. Like you don't know, like until when you reach a certain level and you making a certain kind of money, then you understand things on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you see like the people that really maneuver and work things. So Puffy got a big mouth. He probably didn't say something crazy to the wrong person, you know, and feeling like I'm a billionaire, I could do what I want. He got an ego. And he probably didn't say at a party or something. He probably just said something to the wrong person, you know, or maybe been in a business meeting or something and tried to little boy somebody, and then they just turn around and show them what it really is, like what real power is. You know, he used to like punking people that, you know, needed him for an opportunity. So he probably, like, that's what I really think happened. I don't got no evidence of it, but I think he probably then said something to the wrong person. And now he in this situation that he can't get out of, you know?
Out in the very near future.
I want to play a clip. This is from November the 4th, but it's where Sean Combs spoke to his children on the day of his 51st birthday. Let's take a look at this.
Somebody said it is better that 10 guilty men go free than one innocent is unjustly persecuted. I don't think so. I don't want 10 guilty people free. Like, I don't.
Happy birthday to Daddy. Yay!
We love you too.
Love you, Pastor.
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all. Proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all. But just for being strong. Thank y'all for being.
But what Diddy should have did, right? Like this one, I don't know his name, like his son, he should have made sure his son like grew up to be strong and not like little spoiled brat. Because you see he be getting into it with like, he just got into it with, what's the dude that used to mess with Kim Kardashian before Kanye? The dude, Ray J. He just like got into it with Ray J and like was trying to like scrap with Ray J and all of that. Like he immature. Like he should have been focused on like making this kid like smart enough to where if something happened to him, like he would be good off, know the business, know how to maneuver and stuff like that. That's what Diddy should have been doing, and that way he could have been his ally if something went wrong, you know, instead of just letting this dude run around like spoiled and not really doing nothing.
Strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world.
Miss Stacey Schneider, we saw that, obviously put out on social media, designed to make him look like a good father.
Piers Morgan Wallet. He said, you see, that was designed to make him look like a good Pierce P. Thug life. He don't care, bro.
The good family man, the last person who could possibly be guilty of these incredibly serious things he's been charged with. We also, when he was at the bail hearing, and I'll come to that in a moment with you, you know, he seemed to wink and laugh at the media. His own behavior here, how relevant will that be in the general mix?
So prosecutors raised that video we just saw with the family as him trying to allegedly tamper with the jury pool and create this image, but I don't really buy it. And as
bro, like what, you can't even like defend yourself. Like, bro, this is crazy, bro. Like, look. So if they try to take your life away from you and you want to just like do a call in a video so people can see you like talking to your family, that's bad. Like the prosecutor, like what? Like that's crazy. Nah, bro. Like prosecution is wilding, bro.
the criminal defense attorney I don't think there was much wrong with the family video. He wasn't signaling to witnesses in the case. He wasn't commenting on the evidence in the case. He wasn't even declaring his innocence. He was merely sending.
Tamika said Ray J is a victim. That's why they fought. It's all in your face. Like, yo, I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy. UFO alien said they try to take your babies from you.
Out a video of his family wishing him well for his birthday. And when he goes to trial, there is no doubt in my mind, and I know as an attorney, I would tell him to do this. I would have his family sitting in the front row behind him, showing their support. It's very important that you show that people, you know, are vested in the outcome of the case, that you have family members involved. And it's important. This man is in media, and I don't blame him for trying to sway the optics and show he's a good family guy. I think that has no effect on the outcome of the case, and it should not affect bail. But he's done plenty of other things that are going to go against his getting bail, and this should be the least of it.
Yeah, I mean, on the issue of the bail, the court rejected the idea that Diddy be kept under house arrest at his island home in Miami. The district judge said that's not going to work. However, the judge did seem to potentially open the possibility to confinement with around-the-clock security at a 3-bedroom apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. I mean, from everything you've gleaned from this case, Stacey, how likely is it that he will be let out on bail?
So I'm calling it 50-50 right now. The reason they didn't want to use the Miami house is because it actually has a boat deck or a boat pier behind the house.
But before we get to Lord Jamar, bro, this dude said dinosaurs never existed. Let me show y'all this, bro. Lord Jamar be saying the craziest stuff, man. Shout out to the Art of Dialogue. We following each other. They help to get my channel, you know, up to 100,000 subscribers, letting me use the content and stuff like that. Shout out to them.
I was checking out your podcast, right? And you made a comment that I want you to go more into detail about. You feel like dinosaurs never existed? So you feel like that was all made up?
Mm-hmm. Nah, of course it was. It's just to make us feel insignificant. Like, so if the dinosaurs existed, right? And they were some of the, you know, they ran the planet and all that. And somehow meteors took all the dinosaurs off of Earth. Well, why is there any life on Earth then? Like, what is their
Pierce Morgan, did you look into Lord Jamar before having him up there?
took all the dinosaurs off of Earth? Well, why is there any life on Earth then? Like, what is their explanation? Cockroaches lived, so now we all evolved from cockroaches? See, evolution itself is a lie. There is no evolution.
Let me show y'all something, right?
You're a flat earther.
Let me show y'all something. Before we go back to Pierce Morgan, you just heard this insanity, right?
You're a flat earther, aren't you?
What does this title say? Debunking conspiracy theories. Lord Jamar, the flat earther. And he's saying, like, in this, that gravity does not exist. Pierce. I'm trying not to laugh, y'all.
and they were worried about people coming up behind the house. The New York City apartment, which is this 3-bedroom apartment in New York, which isn't that large for a mogul like that, which is interesting. But that they're going to hire private people. They proposed hiring private people to guard that, to monitor who comes in and out, who he can speak to from the home, what phone lines are available to him. But the problem is, I don't know that the judge is going to give him that break, which most defendants would get with these types of charges. I mean, such an unusual case. This isn't like he's a danger to the community at large. He's a danger to the limited number of people he allegedly engaged in. But I think that the use of his resources extending out and his alleged attempts while he's in prison to reach out to witnesses potentially is going to hamper the judge's decision to let
The Juggernaut said, I wanted to hear about gravity not existed, bro. I don't know Godfrey. I can't like play his content, like, because I don't know if it's like copyright protected. Shout out to Godfrey, but go watch that when you done with this, bro. Like, that's crazy, man.
this happen. But in all fairness, you probably should give him that opportunity based on the charges.
Officer Tatum, I mean, during the hearing.
Yeah, so L. Tuna said, I thought you were going to show a video debunking his theory on the dinosaurs.
The defense lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, disputed the prosecutor's contention, but a 2016 hotel surveillance video of Diddy assaulting his former girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, we mentioned this earlier, known as Cassie, obviously, showed there was a risk he would act violently if released. I mean, you know, it wasn't just that video. We've had a lot of women come forward and talk about either what happened to them or to other people, other women, involving his, his tendency to commit acts of violence against women. This idea of whether he's a danger to the public, he's obviously a violent guy. We saw it with our own eyes. When you drag a woman through a hotel corridor, oblivious to the fact there are cameras, and just start beating her up, that's a dangerous guy, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I think he's conditionally dangerous, meaning that when he's in situations where his anger gets the best of him, he lash out on people and can really do some damage. Obviously, we saw on camera one incident. I'm sure he beat her all the time. At least that's what she alleged. So I think that when they're looking at whether or not he's consistently violent, it's not like he's in the streets doing drive-by shootings and got bodies on his record. So they're not going to consider him to be a present dangerous person. However, his financial means and the history of alleged things that he's been involved in, which using other people to commit crimes, is the thing that I think they should be most worried about. P. Diddy got a ton of money. He got a ton of influence. The reason people have been quiet so many years is because I believe, and this is my opinion, I think that they're afraid for their lives. I mean, he can get hitmen to come out and touch you.
Right.
And he's wrapped about
Yeah, he can. He can.
About it. He's been involved with situations like that. People think he has something to do with Tupac's death. And so I think that they should consider that him being out could cause him to use other people to act on his behalf, to do violent things to get him out. He has a lot to lose, and people that have a lot to lose will do crazy things.
Yeah, I mean, Lord Jamar, I mean, look, he's always portrayed himself, yes, as a mogul, but also as a bit of a gangster. And I always think when people show you who they are, you should believe them. You know, I do think that what Officer Tatum said there has got merit. I think this is a dangerous, violent character who's used to control, whose life is currently spiraling out of control. And as such, I would think he might represent a danger to people, particularly those as Officer.
What do y'all think about this? The Cassie Ventura? Hey, Diddy, you look kind of crazy. You look kind of crazy.
Tatum said he might want to testify against him.
I mean, as someone that knew him, like coming up as a teenager, he didn't have a gangster type of background. But I must say, once you get money and influence and all this type of stuff, it will feed people's ego and make them feel, more brazen and bolder than they are. I just want to comment, though, on the bail thing. That's kind of curious to me as to why they wouldn't give him bail, but they would give somebody like Michael Jeffries bail, $10 million.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but no, Lord Jamar, like there was evidence that he was trying to witness tampering. Like, so that judge could not let him out. Like, I remember I was on that case, like, not, you know what I mean? Like, really looking at it. Like, no, they could not let him out. If that judge was to let him out, Like that judge would look crazy, bro.
You know, something like that,
I
correct?
couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I was shocked that they wouldn't give him bail. He has the resources to put up an enormous bail. Prosecutors offered his Miami home, which they say is worth $48 million. They offered to post a $50 million bail. They can restrict his movements. They can put an ankle bracelet on him. I don't understand why he didn't get bail either. This is such an
Well, I mean, what are you talking about? Witness tampering. Like, that's why he didn't get bail. Like, did you look at the case, lady?
unusual indictment to begin with, racketeering for the purposes of sex trafficking. It just seems odd. I agree with you on that.
And Lord Jamar, look, one of the things that's also bubbling over here in terms of legal maneuverings, Diddy's reportedly sent a cease and desist letter over this new documentary about his one-time protege, Shine. Now, it was 25 years ago, for those who don't know this story, that Shine reportedly took the fall for Diddy over a 1999 nightclub shooting. Sources close to him say he wasn't attempting to block this film, but wanted to ensure factual accuracy after Shine alleged that he took the fall for Diddy in this shooting. What do you think the reality is about this? Is Diddy just panicking that stuff like that in his back catalogue from a quarter of a century ago, which is sort of he'd moved on from, may now all come back to haunt him?
I think there's a bunch of things that Diddy did in the past, a bunch of snips and interviews where he revealed certain things about his personality and the things that might have been going on. You know, you see little videos of him and Justin Bieber, and he's talking about, oh yeah, the parties get really wild and all this type of stuff. I think all of that stuff is going to come back to bite him in the end. You know?
Yeah, Marcus Chapman, that Cassie video messed him up, man. Because now people can just say anything and refer to that. Like, we know how you get. You know, I think that's the nail in his coffin, that Cassie video. Once his ops seen how the public reacted to that, they're like, we can get him.
Someone who knew him, I mean, how will he be dealing with incarceration? This is somebody used to the high life, you know, mansions, private jets, all the money he could possibly want, and the glamorous parties and so on. How will he deal with being in a cell and potentially, as he knows, facing never coming out?
I mean, he's not going to enjoy it, but as somebody with money, you can maneuver much better in jail than someone that doesn't have money.
Bro, like, you got to think, like, all the inmates are going to be looking at him like, yo, he can get people to put money on my books. I'm looking out for Diddy. You see what I'm saying? Like, they may be looking at it like that. So, I don't know.
This is why he has the ability to get other inmates phone time, and, you know, you can get extra food and all that. I'm sure he's paying COs to go out and get them outside food and all that type of stuff. That, you know, that exists. And when you have money, you can kind of maneuver, but you're still in jail. And for someone like him with a massive ego and just the massive appetites and the type of lifestyle he's been living so long, it's still got to be a hell for him.
Yeah. And Stacey, the other hell for him is that every day seems to bring new allegations. And with all of these cases, when someone's as famous as this, you know, some of them will be true and some of them will be people trying to scam the system. And it's, you know, the authorities have to try and wade their way through all of this and work out the wheat from the chaff in terms of credibility. You know, there's one story of a singer-songwriter, Tanya Wallace, who said that at a 2018 party, she saw minors, this is a Diddy party, minors dressed up, she said, like Harajuku Barbies, red lipstick, looking real sexy. Diddy's lawyer said she has no credibility. Her claims about free costs of minors are completely and categorically false. But it comes at the time when a lot of other people have come forward to also suggest that minors were involved in these parties.
Yeah, you know, prosecutors have a huge advantage over Sean Combs in this case and his lawyers, because there are so many civil lawsuits pending now against him. Prosecutors, that's a mine of evidence for them to use. They can go to all those lawyers. They can sift through whatever documents or videos or text messaging they have.
Can they? Okay, that's it. Okay, let me stop you there. I'm very interested by that. I didn't know that. So if they're waging a criminal prosecution, do they have unlimited powers to go to all the civil actions and get all that discovered evidence?
Somebody said Pierce used to have occasion what happened. He said, no matter what's said, that image gonna always be in people's minds. Nopik said, you won't have to worry about commissary money. Giassi said they on his A-word because he wanted black excellence and sued the liquor company, nothing more. All right, y'all want me to show y'all something, bro? I kind of been like, let me show y'all this, bro. Hold on, this is what I think happened to Diddy. Let me get this video up. And I think it's the liquor company. The issue he had with the liquor company is what I think did him in. Right, and this guy's gonna address it very eloquently.
Today, Art, to settle with Puffy in January of racial discrimination and of prostitution. It's the same thing with my RICO charge question. I don't believe he built his music empire illegally, but if he engaged in illegal activity non-related to the music empire, but he used music empire property to do it, does that also meet the federal definition of a RICO charge? And me personally, Art, I believe the reason they went RICO and the reason they went Fed is they want to completely destroy Sean Puffy Combs publicly and financially, because this could have very easily been state charges. The feds don't come in quickly to take up cases. They came in and took this up. And as you know, the feds have a 97% conviction rate. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying somebody wants Sean Puffy Combs completely destroyed.
Watch how he breaks this down from this point on. Listen to him.
And I think I know who it is. I believe it is Diageo. I believe it is the British-based liquor company that Puffy was doing business with. They're one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. They market and sell some of the most popular brands of liquor, including Ciroc. And Diddy had an agreement with them where they would help him market his De Leon tequila brand. And Diddy took issue with Diageo because they had described the De Leon tequila liquor, Puffy's brand, they described it to their customer base as if it was an inner city, urban, quote unquote, ghetto, hip hop type of liquor. And Puffy took issue with that because he said, I'm a global icon. I'm a hip hop mogul. Don't limit my product just to black people. And by doing that, you're dissuading white people and non-blacks from buying my liquor. You're cutting my sales low, and I think you're doing it on purpose because you don't want De Leon tequila to outsell all your other European controlled brands.
I think this is the reason, bro.
So Puffy accused Diageo of racial discrimination in advertising and marketing. Diageo got upset with Puff, British-based company. They said, you done already made $1 billion off of us. How dare you sue us and try to make a few more billion off of us? So they tried to get the case thrown out. But the judge allowed the case to proceed because Diageo claimed that there was a clause in their contract with Puff that did not allow him to ever take them to court. Any grievances, according to the contract, Diageo alleges needed to be solved outside of court. But the judge sided with Puff and allowed the lawsuit to go forward. So Diageo is losing black money because of this racial discrimination piece. Other companies don't want to do business with them because they don't want to be branded as anti-black, even if they are, because everybody knows we disproportionately spend more money on liquor than any other.
Somebody, Eaton Gardner said the thing is too, is that she needed to study policy. So she had some answers when she was asked.
The group.
Somebody said that West Coast sound has always heard. You guys talking about something else.
So Diageo is losing money. Then on top of that, Puff then already made $1 billion off of them. And now Puff is suing them for a few more billion. So what do? They decide to settle out of court. Now check this out. Diego and Puff settled out of court in January 2024. Puffy's homes are raided in March. There's no way you're going to convince me that a company that powerful, Diego operates in 180 of 194 countries in the world. They operate in 180 out of 194 countries in the world. You are not going to convince me that 1 + 1 does not equal 2. There is no way they were forced to settle with Puffy in January, and less than 2 months later, his homes are raided. And I'm going to tell you how I believe Puffy gave them the ammunition to go after him, Art. When Cassie made her accusations against Puff, he settled in about 24 hours. And they settled in November of 2023. Mind you, he's already in court with Diego since the spring of 2023. Watch this timeline. He sues Diego in the spring. Cassie comes out in the fall. He settles with Cassie in 24 hours. Diego is watching this. So when Diego decides to settle with Puff outside of court, they did this knowing full well we're about to go after you and destroy you. You are messing with the Illuminati. You have no idea who you effing with, Sean Combs. And when Puff was so quick to settle with Cassie, that showed the whole world he was vulnerable. That showed the whole world he had skeletons in his closet. And do you know what I think Diego did after they settled with Puff? I bet you after they settled with Puff, they probably never even made it to the airplane. They picked up the phone and they called King Charles III.
What y'all think?
And they said, "Dear monarch, we need you to dial in a favor for us to President Joe Biden. Because this Sean Puffy Combs, this little nigga out of New York City, he think he can go to war with the big boys and not pay the consequences." Sean Puffy,
well, Trinity said he upset somebody.
Combs, that hip hop king out of New York, he think he can tell white people what to do. He think he going to rob us for a couple $2 billion and get away with it. It's not going down. Dear King, please make that call on behalf of your citizens. That's what I believe happened. King Charles picked up the phone. He called Joe Biden or any number of U.S. citizens, any number of U.S. prosecutors. And less than 2 months after Puffy settled with Diego, his homes were raided. Now, here's the other thing, Art. The reason they did not arrest Puffy until recently, because they could have arrested him then, is they wanted to wait and save this for a time they needed to distract the black public away from something that they didn't need us getting involved in. The reason he got arrested now is because we're 6 weeks away from the presidential election, and Black America was tearing Kamala Harris's ass up looking for presidential accountability. They were all over Kamala Harris. She couldn't answer no questions. She didn't want to do no interviews. And so the power structure said, let's get him right now. We need something we can throw at Black America. We know they're emotional. We know they care more about hip hop than anything else in their community.
Nikes too, and Jordans, and watermelon.
Okay, what can we throw Black America to get them off of Kamala Harris's back? Let's throw them Puff. And if you notice, Art, ever since Kamala decided to seek the presidential nomination when Joe Biden stepped down, every conversation in Black Twitter, Black Facebook, Black Instagram, Black TikTok, Black YouTube, everything has been about what? The presidential election. Trump, Kamala, Kamala, Trump. That's all we've been talking about until they arrested Puff. Now go on Black Twitter. Now go on Black Instagram. Now go on Black YouTube. Nobody's talking about Kamala too much no more. Everybody's worried about Puff. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Distract Black America away from the presidential election by throwing them the puffy lynching so we can get Kamala to the finish line.
What do y'all think? Somebody said this is plausible. If I get to take dog and pain, I will.
And guess what?
Crazy.
The judges that refuse to give Puffy bail, from my understanding, they're both Democrats. And you know what's so sad about that? Puffy is a very big Democratic Party contributor. He's a very big Democratic Party supporter. And so the very party that Puff been giving millions to and millions of dollars worth of publicity and advertising is the very party that shut him down.
Yeah, it didn't work, but I think he may have some. He's got an interesting opinion, very interesting opinion.
Was a favor that was called in by the British people to the American government. He don't know his place no more. Sit his ass down and keep on top of that, Art. Puffy started a Black political party called what was it called? Our Black Party, I think it was, in 2020. After he endorsed Joe Biden, Sean Puffy Combs said out of his own mouth that both political parties keep taking us for granted. They're not offering us anything for our vote. And I think another reason why he was raided when he was raided, Art, was to keep his damn mouth shut so he did not offer his opinion on this presidential election. This whole thing was a takedown of the global white power structure with Diego British-based company at the top. And it was also necessary in order to get Black America off of Kamala Harris's back. Now, let me say this to you, Art. People say Dr. Umar has been defending Puff. If Sean Puffy Combs is guilty of sex trafficking, he should go to jail. If Sean Puffy Combs is guilty of engaging in anything illegal. I'm slow, Art, because I'm saying that the prostitution piece, if somebody wants to get paid for sex, although I don't agree with it, I don't agree he should go to jail for that if it was consensual. So I'm hesitating on the prostitution charge because if they did this of their own free will in exchange for commerce, even though prostitution is illegal in every state except Nevada, I can't see somebody going down for prostitution when it was a consensual arrangement. The RICO, if he kidnapped people, if he burned people's houses and things down unjustifiably, I could potentially see that as well.
Hey, yo, didn't he threaten Freddie P, allegedly? Yo, Puff be wildin', bro.
But my thing is this. You have Black people saying that even if he's innocent of the federal charges, he should go to jail anyway for stomping out Cassidy. Mm-hmm. He should go to jail anyway for taking advantage of people. He should go to jail anyway because we think he has something to do with Big. We think he has something to do with Tupac. We think he has something to do with a lot of bad things that went on in the music industry. Here's what I say to that. If Sean Puffy Combs is guilty of the murder of Tupac Shakur or Christopher Wallace, directly or indirectly, he should go to jail. But only if it has been proven, Art, in a court of law beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was involved. What I cannot support is Black people telling the racist white American criminal justice system that you can lock up one of our own, even if they are innocent. Even if you have not proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they committed the crime, you can still engage in corruption and lock up a Black person because we hold them accountable for other crimes that have either not been proven or have thoroughly disgusted us. In other words,
Well, Trinity said, listen to Jaguar White. She is fire, man. Oh, yeah, we've reviewed a lot of her stuff. Fancy Hokage said, jail is too good for him and a waste of money. Corey said it would be different if he paid them to sleep with him. So,
words, Cassie being stomped out by Puff was wrong. It was absolutely wrong. No,
I think he thinks he figured it out. I think he thinks it's the Diego company. You know, I think so. He's like super excited. Plus, you got to think he's on the Art of Dialogue. So he's getting paid for the interview. So when you get paid for an interview, you want to make sure the interview does get numbers so other people can call you to do an interview. You know, so I think that's part of it. But I think he's kind of, I mean, we don't know. It's all like speculation. We don't know like what's true and what's not true, like to be real. But hey, like what he's saying, I say it's pretty interesting. Very interesting. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. I'm about to get off of here. You know what I'm saying? I got to make a phone call. I got to call my girl real quick. But I appreciate everybody for checking in. We got like 100 and... how many views? 143,000 views this live. Shout out to everybody. If I mentioned your name, you know, I always say like the chat. I like talking to the chat. Sometimes I mention people. I'm not like these other people that just ignore y'all. You know what I mean? Like I don't rock like that. But shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can get notified on when the lives are going on. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that.